court, he must join his four co-accused in answering to the state's case. The defense will call its own witnesses in a quest to respond to evidence led by prosecutors. Yesterday, Judge Rathamokgwatleng heavily referenced evidence from state witnesses as he ruled there is a case for Mapisa to answer to. Meanwhile, the NPA's Lumka Maanjana says they welcome the judgment.
This court outcome is encouraging as the state overcomes a second hurdle presented in this case. The state will continue to put forward a formidable case to ensure that justice is served for the Bingwa family.
The matter has been postponed to the 22nd of this month for the defense to open its case. Khomza Modise, Eyewitness News at the Pretoria High Court.
The Gauteng Education Department has called for calm in Pretoria after pupils demonstrated against the sexual assault of one of their peers, allegedly by a principal. Dozens of pupils around Soshanguve stopped learning yesterday to demonstrate at Dielelani Secondary. They are calling for action to be taken against the principal accused of misconduct. Department spokesperson Steve Mabona says authorities are looking into the matter.
Police as well, they have launched their own investigation into the circumstances surrounding these allegations. While this process unfolds, we have decided to precautionarily, request the principal to report at the district office while we continue with this inquiry.
And US President Donald Trump has addressed the public for the first time since rumors that he was gravely ill or worse circulated online. Trump answered questions from reporters in the Oval Office yesterday, breaking a week-long absence that gave rise to the speculations. Rumors about Trump's health dominated the internet over the Labor Day weekend, days after he was spotted with a large bruise on his hand. Trump says he's aware that people were questioning whether he was still ill, but claims he didn't know about the now debunked conspiracy theory that he died.
Last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. And no, I've been very active, actually, over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff. Well, it's fake news.
Gold is trading at $3,537.89 an ounce. The rand is at 17.73 to the dollar, 23.69 to the pound, 20.61 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $69.12 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got a major accident seen on the N12 east near the Diepkloof interchanges, causing heavy delays. Please be on the lookout there. While traveling on the Mark 1 North, delays already between Boysons Road and the Crown interchange due to peak time pressure piling up.
And in your sport, the Proteas thrash England by 7 wickets in the first ODI. Maharaj with 4 wickets. Markram makes 86. Change of stadium for Bafana's World Cup qualifier with Nigeria on Friday. Novak Djokovic needed 4 sets to beat Fritz. That'll play Alcaraz, the US Open semi-final. And 4-time Tour de France winner Chris Froome in ICU following a life-threatening crash.
A fine day in store for Gauteng. Johannesburg starting at 13 degrees, peaking at 30. Pretoria 13 as well, and a high of 31. Vereeniging will be at a low of 12 and a high of 30 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour: the defense in the Senzo Meyiwa trial will now have to gear up to make its case following the failure at acquittal by one of the accused.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app. 702 on 92.7 and 106 FM.
Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
And on DSTV channel 856.
Six minutes after 7 o'clock. Dumelang, good morning. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of 702 Breakfast. Clement Panyatela here in for Bongani. Great to have you with us here on 702. I hope you're well this morning. The whole team is here. KG on the ones and twos, Pelile and Sia are taking your calls, and your faves, Motero with business and Amo with traffic, are here with us as well. Y'all good?
Really good. You know, back in the day when an anchor used to say the ones and twos, I used to imagine the guy doing technical has 10 tables in front of him. And
Really? Well, this is a different ones and twos.
It looks like a spaceship. Like when I got here, it's like 4 monitors and all sorts of buttons to press. But when I imagined ones and twos, I imagined they were ready to DJ or something.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, KG sometimes DJs when he mixes up songs, so that would still work. We have a number of conversations, important ones planned for today. On our Africa report before 7 o'clock, we're going to be focusing on Burkina Faso. Captain Ibrahim Traore has dissolved electoral institutions and extended military rule to 2029, a move that has sparked fears of democratic backsliding. Remember, his leadership rose from a time when people were losing faith in democracy and security was crumbling under constant attacks, and many in Burkina Faso were seeing him as this strong anti-Western leader that they've been waiting for. In fact, there was a rise of what was termed Traorism fever, named after him, this military leader of Burkina Faso who seized power in 2022 through a coup d'etat. And this phenomena reflected growing public admiration for his unconventional leadership style. So, now that he's taken this decision to somehow dissolve electoral institutions and extend military rule to 2029, is the feeling still the same? So we're going to try and unpack this for you on our Africa report. For our big interview after 7 o'clock, we're going to be focusing on these controversial 121 police dockets that were initially investigated by the Political Killings Task Team. Why is there back and forth about these dockets? Last week, the police commissioner took a decision to send them to the Political Killings Task Team, taking them from his deputy Shadrach Sibiya's office. And this is despite the task team having been disbanded on instruction of Police Minister Senzo Mchunu. And this is also despite the dockets being a subject of the Madlanga inquiry. His decision upset the president and the police minister. Remember, we spoke to the president's spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya, on Monday. Well, now the commissioner and the acting police minister, Firoz Kachalia, met yesterday, and they've now decided the dockets will be sent to the inquiry in the format that they require. But what does this even mean? Atlenda Mati speaks on behalf of the National Police Commissioner. She's going to chat to us. Before 9 o'clock, we do Corporates That Care, and today we're going to be focusing on Cipla. It's a multinational pharmaceutical company. They'll be talking to us about their mental health drive that is bringing hope and healing to South African communities. And of course, we've got the usual features, What's Gone Viral with Kabazela and the World View after 8 o'clock. Mateo, what are you asking us today?
Well, I want to know this morning from you, Clement, and the 702 landers, how has your grocery buying patterns changed as the technology in retail improves, but as well as when prices change? So you might find back in the day you used to buy in bulk, but now the needs of your family make sure that you buy groceries every week. Or because of load shedding, you like, I'm not buying that much meat. What if we get load shed or load reduction? So you change the way you buy groceries.
So for me, because I live alone, I'm a bachelor, I actually buy things when I need them now. Because I realized I used to buy like groceries every month, like the same things that I normally use, but the food ends up being wasted.
You're not one of those bachelors that eat like cereal for dinner, right?
I'm that guy. I'll have dessert for dinner. I'll have Malva pudding and pasta for dinner.
You're not cooking for one.
Yeah. So that's how I do it now. So then I learned that, okay, don't buy in bulk like that every month as if you've got a family. You live alone, just get what you need. And now that's what I do, more weekly stuff. Like, do I need this? Am I cooking today? That's when I go out to get stuff.
You have a big family. Your patterns?
I do. Non-perishables I do buy at the end of the month because, we're going to need them anyway. But fresh vegetables and meat, I buy those weekly. And I like making use of the fresh market on Uber Eats because the vegetables are much cheaper there.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they have a fresh market, and it's so convenient for me because they deliver them, and I don't have to go to the store. And I trust them because they're so fresh. And then, like I said, the other things, non-perishables, cleaning stuff, I buy at the end of the month. Yeah, in bulk.
Tell you why I'm asking.
Okay, we'll find out why Mateo is asking us that question. When you were talking about the fresh market, I discovered one while I was running this past weekend. I ran past one and I walked in and I was so impressed. It's by, I'm just forgetting the name of the street in Northcliffe. When you off-ramp on Beyers Nodier, when you are on the N1, is that south? Oh, yeah, so wait. Yeah, N1 south.
Is that Impala?
And then you off-ramp on Beyers Nodier,
Yeah.
and then you turn left, and then you go straight as if you're going to like Auckland Park. Kempton, Auckland Park.
Yeah.
But on that street,
It's probably Impala.
it's probably that.
Yeah.
They've got the best. Oh my God, I was so impressed. I took pictures and I was like, I'm coming back here.
You
every
didn't
weekend.
buy? You
I was running.
Oh, but pictures.
Imagine running with groceries.
What are you trying to say? Yeah, okay. It's 12 minutes now after 6 o'clock.
702.
More than a radio station.
Let's walk the talk.
So you guys won't believe what Sia told me, right? I arrive at work so early in the morning. I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was walking to the kitchen. Sia says to me, Clement, do you have a USB? I nearly fainted because I thought, are you kidding me? Who still has a USB? Who still uses a USB? People use like our weed transfer these days. It's convenient, it's easy. And I thought I should ask our listeners this morning, what are some of the things that are so old, like old school things that are still lurking in your lives? Amu, do you have something?
I wish I had my old AirPod. That was the best gift ever because it only had music. I really wish I had it.
Isn't that still like newish? Like, does that
not
qualify
really.
as a cape? Okay.
Yeah, not a lot of people.
And
still
you can
use
just
that.
listen to music. You don't need anything else on that. It's just music only. And it's not USB. I mean, yeah, you don't need your USB. You don't need your Bluetooth. Maybe the headphones, yes. But it was so convenient. I still wish I had that lurking around.
Did you were telling us earlier that you bought brown stockings.
Yes, to wear
I'm
at
judging you.
I promise you, I looked so slick. I was
brown
so
stockings.
I was so
you look like you're
I'll
coming
show
from
you a picture.
1963 era.
I was so proud of I even sent my mom a picture to say, your girl is growing, because sometimes you want to be warm, but you don't want to wear a black stocking that will take your color fit out.
Oh my God.
You
I
know?
haven't seen brown stockings
They
since
look
my
exactly
mom's
like
days.
your skin tone. That's the most conducive thing about it, or convenient thing about it. They look like your skin tone. There's different colors, caramel. There's, for lighter skin people. There is black male for darker skin tones. But it's the best thing ever.
You
And they
won't
were
convince
so
her otherwise,
warm.
Clement.
No, I'm not
You
convinced.
will
I'm
not-
sorry.
you will
Not
not
brown
convince
stockings.
me.
Those are from
Clement,
like 1963.
They are not.
Mateo, you look like you've got Kick and Baboza. How do you describe Kick and Baboza? It's those shoes.
It's formal shoes,
that
but
are
they're very
pointed.
older design
Yeah.
of formal shoes.
And usually they are white. Am I right?
Yes. Or shiny black.
Shiny.
I think those were like 2007.
Yeah, because I wore
2006.
them in 2008 when I went to the metric dance.
Exactly. So yeah, no.
Anything,
very, very
any
long
old thing you still
time.
have?
I think an aux cable is becoming quite old these days.
You have an aux cable?
Exactly.
Cars still make like that thing with an aux cable?
Cars still do make that. Older cars, Clement.
Well, Amu has a Yahoo account. I mean, who still
Please
has
don't
a
come for my
account?
Yahoo. Don't come for my Yahoo.
Guys, or people who are still on Facebook. I was surprised to learn that like Facebook is still a thing. Mateo says he even puts status updates.
I do. It's convenient because like when you post on IG, on Instagram,
Yeah.
you can somehow link your account and it appears also on...
Do they get it there on Facebook?
They get it. They like it. They talk about it.
Aren't there like 60-year-olds on Facebook?
Come on, Clement Aowa.
There are 60-year-olds on TikTok, Clement.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. My mom is on TikTok and I don't even know how she got that app. What are those old things for you that are somehow still lurking around? I'm surprised that Sia wants to talk about a USB. What is that one thing for you? 011-883-0702. Give us a call or send us a WhatsApp voice note on 072-702-1702.
702.
Weather.
All right, let's look at what the temperatures we can expect today. A fine day in store for Gauteng, Johannesburg, starting at 13, peaking at 30. Pretoria, starting at 13, peaking at 31. Vereeniging, lows of 12, highs of 30. A partly cloudy start for Cape Town, becoming fine with a light northerly breeze, a low of 12 and a high of 20. Gqeberha, lows of 14, highs of 20. East London, lows of 16, highs of 21. In Durban, you can expect fine temperatures at first, otherwise partly cloudy, lows of 17 and highs of 25.
EWN Traffic.
This Eyewitness News traffic is brought to you by Outsurance in partnership with 702. Amo?
Well, we've got an accident, Clement. This is in the Omondi area, just as you approach the Diepkloof interchange. It's causing delays coming out of the N1. Please be on the lookout there. Bumper-to-bumper traffic. While traveling on the M1 North, delays between Xavier Street and Carr Street. Peak time delays there. There's also queuing traffic on the N3 North. This is between the Elands interchange and Van Buren Road. I'll have more updates for you, but if you see anything else on the roads, we are on X at EWN Traffic.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app. The Outsurance pointsmen know that every car on the road carries a story. There's a car on the way to the hospital carrying an elderly couple, playfully bantering about who their first grandchild will look like.
Not your business.
The Outsurance pointsmen know it's not just a car in traffic. It's bringing two generations together. Every story is different and every story matters. That's why the Outsurance pointsmen have been doing what they do since 2005 in proud partnership with 702. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
Mzansi, your backyard just got better. Explore more for less because the Great South African Sale is coming with up to 50% off travel deals. From the breathtaking scenery to a beach picnic, camping in the wild, or the thrill of Gussie vibes. There's something for everyone. Book from 8 to 14 September 2025. Visit shortleft.co.za to book and travel later. After all, it's your country. Enjoy it, because nothing's more fun than a short left. Hashtag TravelWise Mzansi. T's and C's apply.
Mr. Govender, congrats on the retirement. You just sold your car to We Buy Cars. Tell us about it.
Yes, it just gathered dust in the garage, so I exchanged it for cold hard cash. Now my wife and I can enjoy a stress-free retirement.
Retiring the car as you retire. Nice. So why We Buy Cars?
It was so quick. They came over to our house to do the evaluation, and we sold it the same day. Tops, man.
Okay, so now you got even more time on your hands, eh?
Exactly.
We Buy Cars. Geared for your next chapter. Geared for you.
I was in another insurance company and I wasn't happy. One of my colleagues was also with insurance and she was happy. My niece is with insurance and she's happy. Then I just decided I wanted that happiness.
What was the real deal they could offer you?
870.
Every month?
Every month.
That's amazing. You're always getting something out.
Yeah.
Go to outsurance.co.za now for a 10-minute quote that could save you thousands.
What brought you and Outsurance together?
Let me just jump on the call with them. Let me just see what's happening. He asked a lot of things about my vehicle, my sexy vehicle over here.
Ooh.
Yeah. And to my surprise, 718 Rand I ended up saving. And this awesome product called Panic Assist. 24-hour security if we need their help. Thinking I'm a father, I need to look out for my family.
Absolutely. They gave you the real deal.
It literally is the real deal.
Go to outsurance.co.za now for a 10-minute quote that could save you thousands. Licensed insurer and FSP. T's, C's and information online.
702.
WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
Think Clement and Tim call me old school. I still believe in a hard copy of a CD and reading a sleeve and reading the lyrics if I written there and delay in black and downs. Thank you.
Morning, Clement. It's Tumi here. I still have LPs, cassettes, and CDs, and also those recorder with that use the small cassettes. They are very old. Good morning.
Morning. Now I'm still using a Toyota. It's a Prius, I think. Yeah, it's a Prius. It still has that old model, like old functions, like with the CDs and the disc and the cassettes. It's like everything is still there old.
Fascinating. I'm getting messages from people as well that are saying, don't come for Facebook. That's my favorite app. How old are you? I'll forgive anybody who's like over 60 and they're on Facebook. The rest of you,
And they are on TikTok. Are you on TikTok?
No, I'm not on TikTok. Also, like even Twitter, I'm on my way out. Even Instagram, I just think, yeah.
Social media is not
I'm
a thing
quickly like
anymore.
fading from social media. But Facebook, I beg. And please, if you see, because maybe this will help, because I have 2 accounts on Facebook that people are using to scam other people. So when I go to a funeral, for instance, back at home, I get a cousin of mine who says, yo, what happened? I sent you 1,500 rand. You said it was going to come back as 5,000 rand in 3 days. I'm like, my brother, I never said that. It's like, but we spoke on Facebook. So it's happened a lot where I've tried to tell them, report that. But those accounts apparently are still out there. I've really given up. So if you see my name somewhere on Facebook, trust me, it is not me.
Good morning, Clement and the team. Wow, Clement, don't come for Facebook. Facebook is my favorite. Like, if we were to delete all our social media and only be left with one, I'd choose Facebook. Facebook has everything. There's pictures, there's videos, those are reels, there's news, everything. There's everything that's on Twitter, on Facebook, and there's everything that's on Instagram. Okay, not the berries, of course, but yeah, Facebook is the best.
Okay.
Judith in Pretoria.
So what do you guys talk about there? Like, do you have like robust
There's robust debates.
debates?
You know the nice thing about Facebook?
Yeah?
You know you're actually talking to actual adults. It's
not some bot.
A 19-year-old who just read a book. It's.
But you can like go and have like a proper philosophical, intellectual chat there.
Yes.
Yeah? That's amazing.
And you know it's the actual people doing it. It's not bots.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure. Wow. Maybe I should make a return on Facebook, eh?
702.
Add your voice.
Have your say.
Let's walk the talk.
Few things you need to know about this morning. Gauteng Human Settlements MEC Tasneem Motara will today visit several hotels in Johannesburg's inner city to assess the progress of ongoing upgrades and interventions. The tour forms part of Siyezanaku, a service delivery campaign, which seeks to bring government services closer to communities while monitoring the rollout of key human settlement project. Ekurhuleni Mayor Dr. Xhakaza will host a media briefing today to address a range of issues, including the state of the city's governance. He'll also present a detailed update on plans to close the city's 2 billion revenue shortfall and reflect on the implications for political stability in Ekurhuleni. Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi is also holding a media briefing. He'll be announcing the relaunch of the Nasi Ispani program and the establishment of an SAPS political task team to tackle high-level crime in the province. Get ready for some relief at the pumps. Starting from today, petrol and diesel prices are dropping in South Africa. Diesel is going down by 56 cents per litre, petrol by 4 cents, paraffin by 49 cents. This welcome news is thanks to changes in global oil prices and the rand-dollar exchange rate, according to the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy. And on this day in 2006, Justin Timberlake and Timbaland brought the heat with Sexy Back, reaching number 1 on the UK singles chart.
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. The mother boys don't know how to act. Yeah. I think it's special what's behind your back. Yeah. So turn around and I'll pick up the slack. Yeah. Take 'em to the bridge. Dirty babe. You see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. I'll let you whip me if I misbehave. It's just that no one makes me feel this way. Take it to the chorus. Come here, girl. Go ahead, be gone with it. Come to the back. Go ahead, be gone with it. VIP. Go ahead, be gone with it. Drinks on me. Go ahead, be gone with it. What you twerking with? Go ahead, be gone with it. Look at those hips. Go ahead, be gone with it. You make me smile. Go ahead, be gone with it. Go ahead, child. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up.
702.
The newspapers.
25 minutes after 6 o'clock. Sister Zulu, good morning.
Good morning, Clement Manyatela.
What are we looking at today?
I'm looking at this a story in the Citizen this morning, and I want to ask you, can you remember some of the strict rules that were imposed at your school back in the days that you were just like, this is unnecessary, I don't like this, should we do this?
Not really. Like, our school was like super tzela, hey? From Yizo
So what, you
Yizo.
didn't have rules?
Like, I just remember like my shirt sometimes used to just like, my chest could show. They were not so strict.
Yeah.
I don't remember them being strict, even with like the ladies, like the length
So you're
of the
just
skirt.
free.
Listen, we were at Super Tzela High School. If you remember Yizo Yizo, Super Tzela, almost.
Look, I think the teacher unions in El Salvador would have been happy working at your school. They are not pleased with new disciplinary codes that are being introduced in the country at schools. They require pupils to say thank you and please every time they address teachers. And they also must have conservative haircuts. And these includes for boys, they must keep their hairs short, no quiffs like Johnny Bravo, or no mallets. And the president says that he instructed the education authorities to introduce these rules as part of his crackdown in the high number of young people who are joining gangs. So this is part of an anti-gang crackdown. And the unions are arguing that these guidelines take away the freedoms of pupils and represent the militarization of public education.
Oh, interesting.
And in the Sowetan this morning, they are asking people to donate their organs. There's a organ donation drives. At least 6,500 patients across South Africa are waiting for organ and tissue donations, with the Gauteng accounting for more than 1,100 patients in need of kidney transplants. This was revealed by the MEC of Health in Gauteng, Nomantunko Moraluku, during a legislature sitting which took place yesterday, and it coincided with the National Kidney Awareness Week, which runs from September the 2nd to the 6th of September. And the MEC says that these figures include patients who are already listed and others who are undergoing workups and possible transplants. And she's urged Gauteng residents aged between the ages of 18 and older to please consider becoming organ donors.
And those
are the newspapers.
EWN Business.
So, Mateo, you've been asking us how our grocery buying patterns have changed with prices and retail technology improving. Why are you asking that?
Well, Clement, Africa's largest retailer, ShopRite, is giving other retailers a major headache at the moment. The company set a sales target of 250 billion rand for the year to end June this year, and have easily surpassed that. ShopRite's core supermarket and discounter Usave contributing 117 billion rand to sales, while Checkers added around 95.7 billion. The on-demand app 6060 rose by 47% to 18.9 billion. So a lot of consumers now enjoying convenience. Checkers 6060 now has more than 5.2 million app downloads. ShopRite spent nearly 4.9 billion rand on new stores. So they're still doing well in the market, have more than 30% of the market share in the retail space in South Africa, and they're willing to spend more to expand, right? South Africa's largest food retailer opened around 281 new stores in the past year and creating nearly 9,000 jobs. The retailer's headline earnings per share, which is a profit measure in South Africa, increasing by 15.5%, while profit rose to 7 billion rand.
So, Checkers, the success of Checkers 6060, I mean, at school, at Gibbs, I don't know how many times we've actually used it as a success
case
story.
study, right?
As a case study
It's
in different
really
modules.
And if you think about it, it really popped off just after COVID. So it hasn't been there for quite a long time, but it's just
the timing was right,
surged.
though.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a company that's ready, right? That's a company that's ready. So they've really changed the buying patterns amongst consumers, although people still go to brick and mortar stores, which is what they're investing in. But the technology side of things as well is also doing quite well. The CEO, Peter Engelbrecht, saying they've opened 68 stores in terms on the liquor front. Engelbrecht says 350 supermarkets, including 40 Checkers hypers. The group remains of the view that Checkers' incredible success in terms of its vision to spread out the premium food retail remains unprecedented in the South African market. So they're selling a lot of premium through Checkers, and they feel they're spreading it to a whole lot more people. It's not really exclusive. Everybody can have a premium feel through their stores.
And the market?
Markets were far weaker yesterday, with banking and industrial stocks down. So the all share was in the red yesterday. The rand this morning not doing as well against major currencies. 17 rand 72 against the US dollar, 20 rand 60 cents against the euro, and 23 rand 66 cents against the British pound. The price of gold also at $3,531 an ounce. It's flat this morning. Platinum at $1,397, down 1%, while Brent crude is kept low. You are speaking about the petrol and diesel prices at $68.92 a barrel. More business after 7.
6:31, time for the latest in Eyewitness News headlines. Fiso, hi.
Thanks, Clements. Good morning. The Gauteng Education Department has called for calm in Pretoria after pupils demonstrated against the sexual assault of one of their peers, allegedly by a principal. Dozens of pupils around Soshanguve stopped learning yesterday to demonstrate at Dielelani Secondary. They are calling for action to be taken against the principal accused of misconduct. Department spokesperson Steve Mabona says authorities are looking into the matter.
Police as well, they have launched their own investigation into the circumstances surrounding these allegations. While this process unfolds, we have decided to precautionarily, request the principal to report at the district office while we continue with this inquiry.
In the Western Cape, concerns have been raised about disruptions at the Vista High School in Burkina Faso. Pupils there demonstrated also yesterday over the high teacher turnover rate. They say the lack of a plan to restore and improve academic performance is a setback for their future. The ANC's Khalid Syed says the Education Department has failed the pupils.
We call on the WCED to intervene decisively at Vista High School by stabilizing the teaching environment, developing a recovery plan for learners, and ensuring accountability in restoring quality education.
Meanwhile, the Western Cape Education Department has confirmed a meeting with the school management and parents will happen today to address some of these issues. The department's Brona Hammond.
The WCD is addressing the issue with the school management, and communication has been sent to parents regarding the learners' behavior, with a meeting being scheduled with parents.
And at least 25 people have been killed in 3 attacks in Pakistan. 14 of them died after a suicide bomber targeted a political rally in the southwestern province of Balochistan. Another attack in the same province near the border with Iran claimed 5 lives yesterday, while 6 soldiers were killed after a suicide attack on their base. Balochistan is Pakistan's largest and most resource-rich province, but also its poorest, and regularly ranks among the lowest on Human Development Indicator scorecards. Pakistani forces have been battling an insurgency in the province for more than a decade, and in 2024, the region saw a sharp increase in violence with over 700 people killed. A fine day in store for Gauteng. The temperatures are at lows of 12 and 13 degrees, peaking at highs between 30 and 31.
And in the traffic, we've got delays on the N12 East before the Uncle Charlie's interchange. That's due to an accident. It is causing delays coming out of the Diepkloof interchange while traveling on the Mark 1 North. Bumper-to-bumper traffic already between Xavier Street and the Car Street exit. That's due to peak time delays.
The top story this hour, the Gauteng Education Department has called for calm in Pretoria after pupils demonstrated against the sexual assault of one of their peers, allegedly by a school principal.
702 delivers
on the matters that matter to you.
I'm Deirdre from Oakden. I've probably been listening to 702 for about 40 years. I listen most of the day, and I really can't imagine my life or my day without 702. I'm kept up to date with all the news, and I must say that I personally believe I hear the news before anybody else. When I hear it on 702, nobody else has heard it yet. And I'd just like to say, keep up the good work.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
so we can deliver more on what matters to you.
702 listens.
Let's walk the talk.
The Standard Bank Joy of Jazz 2025 is diving deep into the heart and art of jazz. This year, the legendary jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra with Wynton Marsalis are making a triumphant return to Johannesburg. Expect an unforgettable lineup with over 60 megastars gracing the stage, including Esperanza Spalding, Michelle Denjeshelo, Omar Sangarai, our very own Sia Makuzeni, Amanda Black, Vusi Mahlasela, and Tutuzoma Katini, the Benjamin Jafta Trio, and many more. Buy tickets to this incredible 3-day festival from the 26th to the 28th of September. Tickets are selling fast via Ticketmaster. Take me there.
Hollywood Bet Aziz Shege. Be on the Game is back for the new soccer season. Up for grabs is a share of 4 million rand in prizes, including the Toyota Rumion, Corolla Cross, Hilux 2.4 GD6 DC, and a Starlet Cross. To qualify, bet 10 rand or more on any soccer fixture or fixtures for your chance to score big. Bet now. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
For news on South African industry and mining, Creamer Media's Engineering News and Mining Weekly has you covered. Click through to Creamer Media's Engineering News each day for the latest on the people and companies shaping the energy transition and South African industry. Keep your finger on the critical minerals pulse by visiting Creamer Media's Mining Weekly. For deeper insight, subscribe to the Engineering News and Mining Weekly magazine, out on Fridays. Creamer Media, current, credible, comprehensive.
702. WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
All the social media, Clement, Facebook for me is the best. I don't have TikTok, Instagram, no, nothing. I only have Facebook is the best for me. I mean, people talk about recent stuff. I know I'm not on Twitter. I don't know. I just don't get it. I open an account. I just don't get it. But Facebook is the best for me. I think, obviously, I think it's because of age thing. It's where we started. I'm still there. So, yeah.
Hi, guys. Amo and Muteo. We are the 60-year-olds. But yes, we also are on social media. Really? You know, we are the new 60s. I think life begins at 60 now. It's not at 40 anymore. We are alive. Bye, guys. Nice show.
Clement, please, Facebook, Kiarun, Nale Muteo, Racheta mo Facebook. He's my friend on Facebook, and we chat almost twice or 3 times a month, especially when there's a football match or rugby match or maybe something has happened. We chat on Facebook. Guess what? I'm 60 years old. Yeah,
Hi, good morning, Clement. You know what? Facebook, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the content creators are moving more to Facebook now. Apparently, Facebook pays more, and yeah, there's much more. There's a lot of content on Facebook, Clement. You'll be surprised. The videos, like I like to watch cooking and food. It's a lot. The algorithms on Facebook is also quite good. If you don't look at people's statuses, you're more interested in current affairs, then that will mostly come up on your feeds. I think maybe spend more time on Facebook, you'll be surprised.
I'm gone, my brother. I'm not coming back there. Wait, so that's so funny. Like, we used to refer to each other as like, oh, you are my friend on Facebook. We're friends on Facebook. It's so interesting to hear that now. So, Cindy Polita, I've been asking.
Hello, Clement.
How are you doing?
This sounds exciting. What have you been up to?
Sia shocks me this morning.
Yes.
Says to me, hey, do you have a USB? And I was like, who still uses a USB? Like, I don't remember the last time I saw one. Even when you go to these events, like, you know, like they'll give you a gift pack. It normally used to have a USB and a mobile. Is it a mobile charger?
Power bank.
Power bank.
I miss those things. But anyway, carry on. They can still give those to us and a water bottle. Yeah. I don't need the water bottle. Yeah.
So now I'm like, a USB. So then I've been asking listeners, like, what are those old things that, like, she still has a Yahoo account. Can you believe that?
Okay, stop coming for my Yahoo.
Who still has a Yahoo account?
No, so I try to change my Woolworths rewards program because you've got to update it because they've updated their system. And they're like, okay, put your ID number in. Cool. And then they're like, okay, so please will you put the password in linked to this email address? And it was at Hotmail.
And you don't remember the
Which
password
means,
to that.
because I remember opening my Woolworths account when I got married, which is almost 20 years ago, at Hotmail.
Hotmail.
Who has Hotmail?
Yeah.
Even the guy on Woolworths, when he phoned me when I was trying to sort
what
it
is
out, I was like,
this?
do you know anyone who's... He was laughing. I said, no one's got Hotmail.
Are you on Facebook though?
I am on Facebook. Must be honest and say I'm more on my page than on my actual Facebook feed.
Yeah.
I'm definitely on TikTok, and nothing irritates me. The people who first came to Instagram, they're us. They're people in their 40s, right? We are the first Instagram
you are the first
users.
Instagrammers.
We are, because we were there when the internet was
And then
born.
our
all of
mothers
that,
joined.
Right? And that's okay. Nothing irritates me more than people go, I'm not on TikTok. And you're like, okay. And when you talk about TikTok, they're like, don't look at you. They look away and they pretend you don't know what you're talking about. But then send you Instagram Reels.
Which is basically
TikTok.
TikTok.
And then you have to bite your tongue and not reply and say, I saw that on TikTok 3 months ago.
Oh my God, that's actually because
Am I right?
I'm not on TikTok.
Oh, you see.
Yeah,
it's like people who CrossFit. I CrossFit. Other people, I'm not on TikTok. It's like a
but
badge
there
of
are
honor.
reels that I see on Instagram and I go crazy. I send them to my siblings and they're like, we saw this so many weeks ago.
On TikTok.
It's only trending on Instagram now, but it's been on TikTok a long time ago. So I get your point.
You see, so yes, I do use Facebook, but you know what the problem with Facebook is? And it's too many recommended things. It's too many suggested for you. I just want to be able to follow who I follow.
Interesting. I have not been on that platform
On
for
Facebook?
many years. I'm gone. I've been gone for many
I think
years.
I use it out of habit.
Interesting. All right. It's 18 minutes now before 7 o'clock.
Sport.
Let's talk about the Proteas. They thrashed England by 7 wickets in the first ODI yesterday.
If you didn't know better, you would have thought it was a T20 because it was over so fast. England were 131 all out within 25 overs. Keshav Maharaj took 4 wickets and Mulder took 3. Then you're thinking to yourself, we still have to bat on the same wicket. But don't worry, the Proteas cruised to victory thanks to Markram's 86 and Rickleton's unbeaten 31. Here's man of the match, Maharaj.
Don't think you see many cricket games go this way, but I think it was a nice sort of momentum carry through from Australia, and to see the guys put in the processes that we always speak about was really encouraging, and to reap the rewards even more special.
Bafana's World Cup qualifier against Nigeria has been moved from the Free State Stadium to the Dr. Petrus Molamele Stadium due to the quality of the pitch. Here's Coach Hugo Bruce.
We will play on the second stadium in Bloemfontein, the little stadium, and not in the big stadium. Okay, I see you doing this. How is it possible? Yeah, I don't know. The first game, is Lesotho who is organize it, but we have to accept what it is. And the other, I don't know from where that decision comes, why suddenly Kevin and FIFA controlled the pitches, but this is a decision they made.
Orlando Pirates head coach Abdeslam Wadu and 5 members of the staff remain in hospital following a car accident. They were returning from the Chippa United game, assuming from the airport. The Pirates team bus and the cars carrying other staff, including Coach Wadu, had stopped to assist at an accident scene on the R21 when another car then came ploughing into all of them. The All Blacks are excited to play the Springboks at Eden Park, where the hosts haven't lost in 50 games played there since 1995. All Blacks coach Scott Robertson.
The deeds that have been shown on it, the amount of honour and the respect that's been shown each time you run out there. And then obviously that's just added to that legacy, and every team's got a role and an opportunity to add to it. Ours is this week.
Kickoff on Saturday morning is 9:05. US Open action from this morning. Novak Djokovic beat Taylor Fritz in 4 sets, 6-3, 7-5, 3-6 and 6-4. Djokovic meets Alcaraz in the semi-final. Jessica Pegula cruised to the women's semi-final. She beat Krejcikova and will play the top seed and defending champion Sabalenka, who beat Vondrousova. And 4-time Tour de France winner Chris Froome remains in ICU after a crash in France. Froome collided with a street sign, sustaining 5 broken ribs, a collapsed lung, a lumbar vertebra fracture, and tore the sac around his heart. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
Spring has sprung at Stodell's Garden Centres. Transform your garden with 50% off on a massive variety of plants and also 50% off a wide selection of pots. Experience the colour, happiness and buzz of spring when you shop at Stodell's Garden Centres. Visit Stodell's at Bryanston, Ferndale or Menlo Park and add a burst of colour to your garden. Stodell's, create happiness. Offer ends 7 September. T's and C's apply.
It's that time of the year. Sneezing, itchy, watery eyes, blocked noses and coughs. It's time to live, work, play and sleep allergy-free. For trusted relief for you and your family this allergy season, ask your pharmacist for the Adcock Ingram OTC Allergy Survival Pack. With products like Allergex Non-Drowsy, Cetisid, Levogex and more, we have you covered. Remember, Adcock Ingram OTC. And visit beprepared365.co.za.
Breathe in, insurance. Breathe out, pineapple. In, insurance. Breathe out, pineapple. Again. In, insurance. Out, pineapple. Again and again.
Pineapple FSP 48650 is underwritten by Omart Insure Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP.
The Brainy Kids of the Whiz Quiz
on 702.
Hi, Uncle Clement. My name is Emanuela. I'm 12 years old. I attend Lakeside Primary School. When I grow up, I'd like to be a pilot, and I'm very excited to do the Whiz Quiz Challenge with you.
Oh, and I'm excited to play with you. Can't wait.
702.
Coming up at 7:15, the big interview.
EWN Traffic.
14 minutes before 7 o'clock. Amo, how are the roads looking?
Well, Clement, we've got an accident reported on the N12 East in the Omondi area. It's right near the Uncle Charlie's interchange. Delays as you come out of the Deep Kloof turn off while traveling on the N1 North towards Midrand as well as the city of Tshwane. Another accident for you there right near Allendale Road. Delays from the Buccleuch interchange. And then, of course, we've got peak time delays on the Mike 1 North between Boysons Road and Carr Street. There's also peak time pressure along the N3 North. This is between the Elands interchange and Van Buren Road. I'll have more updates for you. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
GovTech is back for 2025, 8th to the 10th of September at the Durban ICC, with innovation, inspiring speakers, and powerful collaborations, all shaping the future of digital government, from policy to AI, cybersecurity, data, cloud, and connectivity. This is the platform for transformation. Innovation meets impact at the nation's flagship digital government conference. Register now at govtech.gov.za and help shape the future.
There's strong, then there's AfriSem Strong. So champion the build with AfriSem Cement, the trusted A1 choice for builders who demand nothing less than superior quality. Crafted for exceptional strength, proven durability, and proudly produced in Mzansi. Because some builds just aren't strong. They're built to last with AfriSem, proud official sponsor to the Springboks.
Okay, truck 7, that has 0 warning lights. Truck 8, it's just been serviced. I guess we're running like a well-oiled machine. Where would I be without MyWay's comprehensive cover for my vans and trucks? Plus, cover for my customers' orders with goods and transit insurance. I guess we'll never know.
Visit myway.co.za or dial 0860 64 64 64 and get a quote today. MyWay is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's, C's and standard rates apply. MyWay. Live your way.
702.
WhatsApp Clement
on 072
702
1702.
Hi Clement, this is Sam. In high school, the boys and girls had to sit 3 bricks apart, and the hems of our dresses couldn't be shorter than 3 fingers above the knee.
Whoa, my goodness. Yeah, we're talking about the old school days, which rules or dress code, quirks, used to drive you crazy. Maybe it was the classic shine your shoes mandate or the strict uniform guidelines or having to wear your clothes perfectly ironed and neat. And don't get me started on hairstyles and, of course, the length of those dresses and skirts as well. Hey, 11 minutes before 7.
Good morning, Clement. Good morning, 702 listeners. Clement, that commission
it can work with copies. They don't need originals. Let the task team work, do their work in peace, and take dockets to court. Court doesn't work with copies. So let them allow the task team to do their work. Mozia, Ishwan, thank you.
Well, the decision that the Minister of Police, Acting Minister Firoz Kachalia, and the National Police Commissioner is that the dockets will be submitted to the Commission in the format that they require. So if the Commission says we want originals, then it's originals that they will be submitted to the inquiry. We'll find out more about this decision, this joint statement that was released yesterday between the Police Minister and the National Police Commissioner with Atlenda Matu when we speak to her on our big interview just after 7 o'clock.
Who is the whizziest of them all?
It's the Whiz Quiz on 702.
Time for the Whiz Quiz. Today we're playing with Emanuela, who is 12 years of age, wants to be a pilot when he grows up. How are you doing, Emanuela? Are you ready to play the Whiz Quiz?
Yes, Uncle Clement. I'm good, and you?
Okay, let me put you back to the producers, Emanuela, because I'm not completely happy with that line. I want to make sure that you can obviously hear us when we are asking you the questions. You can obviously also respond, and I can hear the answers because I don't want to rob you. I want to give you 10,000. When last did you give 10,000 Rand on this show, Amo?
I think a month ago or 2 months ago.
I feel good about this. So let's see. Emanuela, how is it going now? Can you hear us?
It's going.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right. Are you ready to play?
Yes, sir.
All right. KG, start the clock. Spell the word number.
Number.
Correct. In math, what is 30 minus 15?
Pardon?
What is 30 minus 15?
15.
Correct. True or false? Another name for your belly button is your navel.
True.
Correct. Which of these is a synonym for the word hungry? Famished or inappetent?
Famished.
Correct. What kind of dog is Everest in the cartoon Paw Patrol? Husky or Yorkie?
Husky.
Correct. For which organ is in the body will you need binoculars?
Eyes.
Correct. What sport is played with a ball and a racket? Tennis or volleyball?
Tennis.
Correct. True or false? Hot air is heavier than cold air.
True.
False. Which ocean would Australians cross to visit South Africa?
Pacific.
Indian Ocean. Does the word zilch mean 0 or 100? 0 would have been the correct answer there. Ooh, you were coming along so well, Emanuela. You have 7 correct answers. Congratulations to you. You have won yourself 700 Rand. If you're between the ages of 10 and 13 years, you can enter the Whiz Quiz for a chance to win 10,000 Rand. To participate, simply enter via WhatsApp on 072 702 1702.
The Brainy Kids of the Whiz Quiz
on 702.
Coming up in the next hour, what's the question? And it's brought to you by Outsurance. Up to 3,000 Rand in cash up for grabs. All you need to do is send us an answer based on anything that piqued your interest on the show, and you could win 1,000 Rand. Simply WhatsApp your name and that answer to 072 702 1702. And of course, a little later, someone else will ask the question to win 2,000 Rand. Remember, you stand a better chance of being selected to give us today's answer if you have SMS'd out to Outsurance and got yourself a quote. Do it now. SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on car insurance.
702.
The Africa Report.
All right, let's now look at the Africa Report. And today, on the Africa Report, we are focusing on Burkina Faso. Remember Captain Ibrahim Traore? He has now dissolved electoral institutions and extended military rule to 2029, which is a move that has sparked fears of democratic backsliding. Remember, his leadership rose from a time when people were losing faith in democracy and security was crumbling under constant attacks. In fact, many in Burkina Faso were seeing him as this strong anti-Western leader that they've been waiting for. In fact, there was a rise of what was termed Traorism fever, named after this Captain Traore, this military leader of Burkina Faso, who seized power in 2002 through a coup d'etat. That phenomena reflected growing public admiration for his unconventional leadership style. He's also been forming new alliances like the Alliance of Sahel states, the tightening ties with Russia, a clear sign of shifting power in the region. But with jihadists gaining ground and civilian casualties rising, the question is this bold approach bringing real stability, or is it adding fuel to fire? To help us unpack what this means for Burkina Faso, the Sahel, and the future of governance in that region, we've got Dr. Nicholas Westcott, who is a professor of practice in diplomacy at the Department of Politics and International Studies at the School of Oriental and African Studies at that University of London, joining us on the line now. Dr. Westcott, thank you so much for making time. Good morning.
Morning.
Let's look at what drove Captain Traore to dissolve electoral institutions and extend this military rule to 2029 and how that is being received.
Burkina Faso has been through a politically turbulent time since the fall of President Compaoré, who was a long-time president, took over from a man called Thomas Sankara. And he insisted on staying on for a third term, which the people of Burkina Faso were not happy with. They protested, and he was ousted, and the elections brought in a prime minister called Kaboré. And he found it difficult to deliver to people what they wanted. The expectations were higher than the government could deliver. And he was ousted first in a coup led by one of the generals, General Damiba, in about 2022. And after a year in which he had promised to return to civilian rule, he was ousted by the younger officers led by Captain Traore, who pursued a far more radical agenda, saying we needed a more drastic break from our former allies, the French and others. We needed to turn the country around. But all this is in the context of a lot of pressure internally from a rebellion led by jihadi groups in the north, who are taking control of more and more of the country. So Captain Traore says, in order to ensure security, we can't afford elections anymore. We need a strong government led by me. And that's where we are.
So what does this mean, though, for his popularity? Because when he came in, he was promising to do things differently. People thought he's the new broom. How much public support does he have, especially now that he's announced that he's extending military leadership?
That's very difficult to tell. If you look on social media, he's extraordinarily popular. He's treated as a hero. He's the successor of Captain Sankara, the great sort of revolutionary hero of Burkina Faso. He's the savior of the nation. He's transforming its development. He's rejected the old alliances with the West and is taking new alliances with Russia and other more radical countries in the world. And he appears to be very popular. In the urban areas, I believe this is true, particularly young, unemployed people felt they wanted drastic change. But if I talk to friends who I knew from when I lived and worked there, they are sure that nobody is listening. They will tell me that it's a disaster. They are very worried. They live in fear of their lives, and they are very disturbed that the people now have no say in how they are governed, and it's effectively a military government that does whatever it wants.
How are these closer ties with Russia shaping Burkina Faso's foreign policy and also the security strategies?
Yes, the foreign policy implications are rather bigger than the security implications. They throughout the alliance with the French and any French military support, they brought in some Russian military help from the Wagner Group, now called the Africa Corps. But their fight against the jihadis is going very badly. And the jihadi groups are taking over control of more and more of the country, more and more civilians are being killed. So insecurity is spreading. But in the international sphere, Traore has completely changed Burkina Faso's orientation from sort of alliance with the democratic left to support for an autocratic Russia and keeping an autocratic government at home. In the region, there's been a split from ECOWAS, which was the regional grouping, together with the other two states in the Sahel, Mali and Niger, both of whom have also had coups and are realigning themselves with Russia rather than with Europe and the US.
Dr. Nicholas Westcott, thank you so much for chatting to us.
702.
Coming up, the big interview.
After the news, we're going to talk about the 121 controversial dockets. Are they with the KwaZulu-Natal task team or are they on their way to the Madlanga Commission? We'll try to get some clarity from Athlenda Matu, who speaks on behalf of the National Police Commissioner. It's 7 o'clock.
This is EWN.
A fire wreaks havoc on the East Rand and another uphill battle for the defense in the Meiwa trial. Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. More than a dozen families have been displaced by a fire that's ripped through parts of an informal settlement in Ekurhuleni. Emergency teams say they were called to the scene at the Magausi settlement just after midnight. Firefighters managed to contain the blaze and no one was killed. 18 families have been displaced. The Education Department in KwaZulu-Natal has condemned a teacher for assaulting pupils at a school in Ladysmith. A video of the man hitting 3 boys in full view of other pupils in a classroom at Dr. Joseph Shabalala High School has been widely circulated online. Education Department spokesperson Muzim Hlambi says the assault is concerning.
The MEC for Education in KwaZulu-Natal will pay a special visit to Dr. Joseph Shabalala High School. MEC frowns seriously on this incident, hence his visit to the school.
The defense in the Senzo Meiwa trial will now have to gear up to make its case following the failure at acquittal by one of the accused. Yesterday, the High Court in Pretoria denied Mthokoziseni Mapisa's discharge application, with Judge Ratamo Kgwatleng ruling that he has a case to answer to. Mapisa had argued that the state has not led any evidence that could result in his conviction. And according to prosecutors, Mapisa was on the lookout and he worked with 4 co-accused in the case to murder Meiwa in October 2014. Khomotso Modise reports.
Now that Mthokoziseni Mapisa's bid for acquittal has failed in the Pretoria High Court, he must join his 4 co-accused in answering to the state's case. The defense will call its own witnesses in a quest to respond to evidence led by prosecutors. Yesterday, Judge Ratamo Kgwatleng heavily referenced evidence from state witnesses as he ruled there is a case for Mapisa to answer to. Meanwhile, the NPA's Lumka Mahanjana says they welcome the judgment.
This court outcome is encouraging as the state overcomes a second hurdle presented in this case. The state will continue to put forward a formidable case to ensure that justice is served for the Meiwa family.
The matter has been postponed to the 22nd of this month for the defense to open its case. Khomotso Modise, Eyewitness News at the Pretoria High Court.
And a U.S. House of Representatives committee has released the first batch of documents from the investigation into notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. More than 33,000 pages of records related to Epstein and his accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell have been uploaded to a House committee on Oversight and Government Reform website after being handed over by the Justice Department. Epstein, a wealthy financier with high-level connections, died in a New York jail cell in 2019 while awaiting trial for alleged sex trafficking and underage girls recruited to provide him with sexual massages. Now, President Donald Trump, who once was a friend of Epstein, and according to the Wall Street Journal, the president's name was among hundreds found during a Justice Department review of the Epstein files, though there has not been evidence of wrongdoing. Committee member Melanie Stansbury.
But I want to be clear that what we heard today is a cover-up, and it is a cover-up of epic proportions, a cover-up involving the United States government, the justice system, rich and powerful individuals, a cover-up potentially involving foreign countries and foreign actors.
Gold is trading at $3,537.89 an ounce. The rand is at 17.73 to the dollar, 23.69 to the pound, 20.61 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $69.12 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got a major accident seen on the N12 East heading towards Southgate. It's causing delays coming out of the Diepkloof interchange. And if you are traveling within the Diepkloof vicinity, we've got delays on the Golden Highway. This is just as you approach the Diepkloof interchange via the N1 North, as well as on the N1 North between the N12 and the Diepkloof interchange. So please be on the lookout around that area. More updates coming up.
In your sport, Maharaj's 4 wickets and Markram's 86 takes the Proteas to a 7-wicket win over England in the first ODI. Orlando Pirates coach Abdeslam Wadu and staff recovering in hospital after a car accident. Djokovic beats Fritz to set up a US Open semi-final with Alcaraz, while Sabalenka plays Pegula.
A fine day in store for Gauteng. Johannesburg is at a low of 13 degrees, peaking at 30. Pretoria 13 and 31. Vereeniging 12 and 30 degrees as well. The top story in EWN this hour. More than a dozen families have been displaced by a fire that's ripped through parts of an informal settlement in Ekurhuleni.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
702 on 92.7 and 106 FM.
Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
And on DSTV channel 856.
Seven minutes after 7 o'clock. Dumelang. Welcome to the second hour of 702 Breakfast with myself, Clement Manyatela. I'm in for Bongani this week with the usual team here. Amoramela with your traffic and Mateo Kharipe with your business. KG on the ones and twos. Sia and Bapelile are taking your calls. Are we witnessing political interference on the work of the National Police Commissioner? There are questions that are being raised, and we spoke about this with the presidency on Monday. But it looks like the meeting between the acting police minister, Firoz Kachalia, yesterday and the National Police Commissioner was intended to somehow twist his arm to agree to send the dockets from the political killings task team to the Commission of Inquiry, the Madlanga Inquiry. But wouldn't that be interference? And I did ask Vincent Magwenya, who speaks on behalf of the president, if this is not even political interference from the president himself, because the president has expressed displeasure at the decision that the National Police Commissioner took last week to send the dockets from the head office. Because remember, when the political killings task team was disbanded, Shadrach Sibia was the deputy National Police Commissioner, who's now suspended, by the way. He got the dockets to the head office. Now, Fanima Semola decides last week that the dockets must go back to the political killings task team so they can continue their work. The presidency expressed concern about that because the presidency believes that these dockets are at the center of the Madlanga inquiry, or what that inquiry will be investigating. So if you're taking decisions like that, that could undermine the integrity and the work of the commission. And I asked Vincent Magwenya if that's not political interference, because that's an operational matter that the president is now weighing in on. Right? Yesterday, the police minister, Firoz Kachalia, as well, clearly made his views known to the National Police Commissioner. And in a statement that was released yesterday, the statement says the decision has been taken that the political killings task team dockets will be submitted to the commission in the format that they require. But when you listen to what different parties and stakeholders are saying, it looks like there's different interpretations of what was agreed to between the National Police Commissioner and the acting minister, Firoz Kachalia. We've got Atlenda Mati in the next couple of minutes who will try and make it make sense for us. 9 minutes now, after 7.
Join us.
Let's walk the talk.
This is 702.
Right, a number of things you need to know about this morning. Gauteng Human Settlements MEC Tasneem Mutara will be visiting several hostels in Johannesburg's inner city today to assess the progress of ongoing upgrades and interventions. The tour forms part of the Siyezanaku, a service delivery campaign which seeks to bring government services closer to communities while monitoring the rollout of key human settlements project. A U.S. Congressional Committee has released a vast number of documents related to the FBI's investigation of the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The House Oversight Committee made public 33,295 dockets, including flight logs, jail surveillance footage, court files, audio recordings, and emails. Lawmakers from both parties said the release offered little new information and remains unclear whether the Justice Department is withholding other Epstein records. Get ready for some relief at the pumps. Starting today, petrol and diesel prices are dropping in South Africa. Diesel is going down by 56 cents per litre, petrol by 4 cents, and paraffin by 49 cents. This is welcome news, of course, and it's thanks to the changes in the global oil prices and the rand-dollar exchange rate, according to the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy. Today, Beijing is hosting a military parade to mark 80 years since the end of World War II. However, the event is about more than just that history. It also signals China's growing influence on the global stage. On this day in 2006, Justin Timberlake and Timbaland brought the heat with Sexy Back, reaching number 1 on the UK singles chart.
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. The mother boys don't know how to act. Yeah. I think it's special what's behind your back. Yeah. So turn around and I'll pick up the slack. Yeah. Take 'em to the bridge. Dirty babe. You see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. I'll let you whip me if I misbehave. It's just that no one makes me feel this way. Take it to the chorus. Come here, girl. Go ahead, be gone with it. Come to the back. Go ahead, be gone with it. VIP. Go ahead, be gone with it. Drinks on me. Go ahead, be gone with it. What you twerking with? Go ahead, be gone with it. Look at those hips. Go ahead, be gone with it. You make me smile. Go ahead, be gone with it. Go ahead, child. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it.
Up next,
The Big Interview.
EWN Traffic.
This Eyewitness News traffic is brought to you by Outsurance in partnership with 702 Amo. How are we looking on the roads? There's a crash there in Waterfall. What's happening?
Yeah, that's correct, Clement. It's on the N1 North. It happened right near the Allendale Road off-ramp. It's causing heavy delays coming out of the Baklu interchange. The M1 North is also slightly affected as you approach the Baklu turn off. While traveling in Lenbro Park, we've got some delays on the N3 North. This is due to the roadworks that are taking place near Marlborough Drive. Please be on the lookout there. Traveling on the Mike 1 North, bumper-to-bumper traffic. This is due to peak time pressure between Boyson's Road and the Parktown area, Empire Road. And if you're traveling towards Southgate, do expect delays along the N12 East, approaching the Uncle Charlie's interchange. Delays coming out of the Deep Kloof interchange, and this is due to an accident. If you are leaving the south of Joburg this morning, Eldorado Park, Devland, Nitorina, do expect bumper-to-bumper traffic along the N1 North between the N12 exit and the Deep Kloof interchange, as well as on the Golden Highway between the N12 and the N1. Obviously, those long-term roadworks taking place along this route are causing those heavy traffic volumes. Traveling in Florida or towards Florida, we've got an accident reported on Albertina Sisulu Road. It happened right after the N1 exit. It's causing heavy delays, so please be on the lookout there and try to avoid. If you want to turn off at another stop, maybe use the 14th Avenue instead. Traveling in the city of Tshwane, some issues on the N14 West, on the N4 West rather, between Linwood Road and the Proof Plus interchange. There's also queuing traffic along the R80 East Mabopane Highway just as you approach the Eskiam Pahlele exit. I'll have more updates for you. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
20 years ago, you were driving to the airport for that epic holiday, and 20 years ago, the outsurance pointsmen were on the roads easing traffic congestion. Whether you are an outsurance client or not, we've all been getting something out. Show the outsurance pointsmen some love this month and celebrate this 20th anniversary using hashtag pointsmenlove. From Johannesburg, Tshwane and Paarl to Stellenbosch, let's celebrate. Outsurance really means it when they say you always get something out. In proud partnership with 702, Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
702.
The Big Interview.
15 minutes after 7 o'clock now. Let's focus on this 121 police dockets that were initially investigated by the Political Killings Task Team. Why is there back and forth about these dockets? Last week, the police commissioner took them from his deputy Shadrach Sibiya's office and sent them back to the task team, despite the task team having been disbanded on instruction of the police minister Senzo Mchunu. And whether that instruction was lawful or not, the inquiry will help us determine that. And that's despite these dockets also being a subject of the Madlanga inquiry. That decision that the National Police Commissioner took last week upset the president and the acting police minister. Remember, we spoke to the president's spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya, on Monday. Now, the commissioner, the national commissioner, and the acting police minister, Firoz Kachalia, have decided that the dockets will be sent to the inquiry in the format that they require. What does this mean? Brigadier Atlenda Mati speaks on behalf of the SAPS, joins us on the line. Brigadier Mati, thank you so much for making time. Good morning.
A very good morning to you and to your listeners.
As we speak now, where are these dockets?
Clement, the dockets are in KwaZulu-Natal. They've been handed back over to the Political Killings Task Team. The team has already started off where they left off. You'll recall that the dockets were sent to Pretoria in March. So work was already done on this docket. So they're just starting off where they left off. Yeah.
So last week, when the police commissioner made the decision to take the dockets back to the task team, the acting police minister raised some concerns, and so did the president. And the statement that was released between the commissioner and the acting minister says that the Political Killings Task Team dockets will be submitted to the commission in the format that they require. Does that mean that the dockets move from the task team? Or does this line mean should the commission require the dockets, they will be made available?
Yeah. So when the National Commissioner took a decision to return the dockets, it was merely to ensure that we do not delay justice for the families that are waiting for answers and for the victims that have died. Of the 121 dockets, Clement, 107 are murder cases of traditional leaders, of party members, of councillors. So it's quite serious cases. I think only four are attempted murder, 2 pointing of a firearm, 2 conspiracy to commit murder. So the National Commissioner felt that allowing these dockets to gather dust is tantamount to defeating the ends of justice. And that is a litigation that we won't be able to win should any of the families of those 107 involved in the 107 murder cases take us to court. How do we respond to say their cases are not being worked on, they're just gathering dust and they're waiting for the commission? So the National Commissioner sat with our legal team and said, what is the best decision? And they then arrived at the decision to say, let us make a copy of each docket, but let the dockets go back to KZN, to the Political Killings Task Team, so that they continue with the work, so that we do not delay the administration of justice. So the dockets are back with the Political Killings Task Team, and the work has begun. But most importantly, if the commission has not indicated whether or not they will require the dockets. But I think in that joint statement, we are saying that should the commission need these dockets, we've got copies or in any format that they need them, whether they require the originals will then be taken back and sent back to Pretoria. But the National Commission has assured that the copies are there, they are safeguarded, but the work must continue because our priority is the safety and security of South Africans and is to get justice for these victims and to ensure that we get closure for the families.
What concerns did the acting police minister raised with the commissioner? Because he seemed to share the same concern that the president shared. In fact, take a listen to what Vincent Magwenya told us on the show on Monday when I was asking him about what the president was more concerned about. And I said to him that to the point that you're making, that of course, the commission, he says the commission needs to deal with the matter before anything is done. And I said to him that, of course, the work of the police also needs to continue. If there are dockets out there that are sitting idle in the deputy commissioner's office, who's now suspended, and some of those dockets had instructions to arrest suspects, as claimed by General Mkhwanazi, then surely you can't wait for an inquiry to finish its job before those arrests are made. The inquiry can do its work while the police also continues with their work. And this is how Vincent Magwenya responded to that.
That is why, in the terms of reference, there is a provision that all urgent matters that must be referred for either for further criminal investigation or prosecution, those matters will be referred to the relevant authorities immediately once the commission has looked into them. And so we could have had a scenario, for example, where in their submissions, the SAPS leadership will have said this is priority. They will have made their submissions around the issue, and the commission, on weighing the information and the evidence on the matter, will have then immediately, this matter must be referred to the relevant authorities for further criminal investigation or prosecution. And so you do not have a case where there are delays that will be occasioned by the commission seeking to complete its work before matters are referred back to police for further criminal investigation.
So the position that he holds there is that let the commission do the work first, because these dockets are so central to the claims that have been made by General Mkhwanazi, and they will be subject of the investigations by the commission. Let the commission do that, and then after that, once the commission has looked into them, and then the matters can be, investigations can continue. It looks like the National Police Commissioner holds a different view.
Look, we respect the President's views as well as the Minister's views, and that is why the Minister and the National Commissioner met, so that the National Commissioner can explain the legal implications of the police allowing dockets, murder cases to gather dust. So he did explain to the Minister to say, Minister, we cannot, as the law enforcement body of the country, in which we are entrusted to safeguard, to serve and protect the people of South Africa, and to prevent and combat further crime from happening, allow dockets together, because legally we could be sued. Legally, we are defeating the ends of justice. If those families really take us to court, they would have a leg to stand on. So it is in the best interest of the administration of justice that we make copies, we keep the copies, but the work continues so that we can see, more arrests. And when you look at the track record, Clement, of the political killings task team, the work, the successes are out there for everyone to see. I mean, from July 2018, they've been working on 333 dockets. Already more than 130 accused have been convicted. You talk about the killers of Cindy Somakaka. There's an engineer that was killed of the Alfred Nzo municipality. His killers as well. One of the employees, actually, one of the people that were convicted is one of the employees, his fellow colleague at the municipality. The DA councillor that was killed as well, his killers have recently been arrested. So the successes are there, and the successes, the arrests include hitmen, hit orderers, the spotters. So the work is there, the successes are there, and the recent cases of DJ Somebody, it was actually the political killings task team, even though Gauteng organized crime had been working on the DJ Somebody case, but it was the political killings task team that when they joined and joined forces with Gauteng organized crime, they were able to unravel and uncover and link all these cases. And as a matter of fact, thus far, I remember in my last interview when I said the firearms were linking them with about 10 cases. It's actually more now. We are at 30, more than 30. So the work continues. So you can see the successes and the involvement of the political task team. So I think it's quite great that the minister and the national commissioner have met. They've agreed that let us strengthen and we must unite for the safety and security of South Africans, because we are in public office. We are not here for ourselves. We are not here for anyone.
How long
for the safety and security of South Africans?
When were these dockets transferred from the KwaZulu-Natal task team after the disbandment of the task team back to head office?
Remember, there was still that dispute over whether the disbandment and so on, and I don't want to get into those merits because that is obviously the bone of contention before the commission, and that is going to be ventilated before the commission.
Yes, but when were they at the head office? When did they leave the task team in KZN?
In March.
Why has the commissioner waited until now to actually act on this and decide that he doesn't want to delay justice?
I don't think the commissioner waited. The commissioner had several consultations, but I can't go into those merits of those consultations, trying to convince superiors that we can't close down the task team because these are the dockets that they're working on, these are the cases. But I can't go into detail. All those details, they will be ventilated before the commission. But what is important is that the dockets are back with the team, the investigation is ongoing, and we are hoping that in a few weeks, in a few months, we'll start seeing the successes, we'll start seeing the arrests.
So the National Police Commissioner, I see the statement that he released with the acting police minister suggests that they are now going to strengthen their professional and collegial, and they'll have a respectful relationship. But I wonder if they do, in fact, enjoy that collegial relationship, because the police minister requested some documents from the National Police Commissioner. He asked the commissioner to furnish him with a detailed report on the work of the task team. The minister made that request, and by Friday last week, the National Police Commissioner had not sent that detailed report, which is why the minister then released a statement expressing unhappiness about the decisions the National Commissioner was making about the task team and those dockets. So do they actually enjoy that collegial relationship? And if so, why is the National Police Commissioner not sending what the acting minister is asking for?
Well, that's a conversation between the minister's office and the National Commissioner, but the National Commissioner manages and commands the police service. He's responsible for day-to-day operations, deployment of task teams, deployment of officers, and obviously he does report to the minister, and I think that open line is there. Obviously, time and again, you'll find that we don't find each other, but what is important is that they've met, they've found each other, we have released a joint statement, and we are going forward.
Brigadier Atlenda Mati, thank you so much, and I hope we will go forward, because South Africans are concerned about their safety. The last thing you want to hear is top cops that are busy fighting each other in court, and a minister who has been brought in to stabilize things in the SAPS, busy fighting with the National Police Commissioner. But as I said, there are questions here around the line that is potentially being crossed here. Is there political interference? Why is the president expressing himself and expressing his displeasure on operational matters? Why is the acting police minister as well wanting a meeting when the National Police Commissioner takes an operational decision around these dockets? We need to be concerned. 28 minutes after 7.
EWN Business.
Mutao Kharipe is here with the latest in business news. Mutao, South Africa's new car sales improve.
Yeah, we've seen a drop in interest rates, and some households are getting more money to spend. New vehicle sales for the first 8 months of the year increased by 14.5% from the same period in 2024. The South African motor industry is seeing a big move in terms of consumers getting more appetite for more affordable vehicles. 51,880 cars were sold in August, an 18.7% increase from the same period last year. Now, exports also outperformed last year's numbers, with 37,500 vehicles shipped to foreign markets in August. The market has shifted significantly with strong activity in budget-friendly options, but as well the petrol price dropping far more recently.
US-China tensions, are those going to continue? Because I see Xi Jinping is hosting the Russian President, Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, Chinese President Xi Jinping said on Wednesday that the world was facing a choice between peace and war, and dialogue or confrontation, as the country hosts its largest military parade commemorating the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. The speech came as US President Donald Trump, in a post on Truth Social, urged the Chinese leader to recognize US contributions to helping secure China's freedom, while alleging that Beijing was conspiring against Washington. Now, Trump says, please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States of America. You do remember that he himself hosted Vladimir
in
Putin
Alaska
quite
a few
recently.
weeks ago.
So the US-China tensions escalated in April with steep tit-for-tat tariffs. The two sides have since agreed to remove most of the added duties until mid-November, with hopes that an in-person meeting between Trump and Xi in the coming months would ease the friction. This quite important for geopolitics, but also the global economy.
So Trump is like that best friend you have who doesn't want you to have
other friends,
but they can have other friends. So weird.
You are their only friend.
How the markets?
Well, the rand has been facing a lot of weakness lately. That's because of a resurgent dollar. Now it's 17 rand 72 against the US dollar, down close to 0.21% to 20 rand 17 cents against the euro. And against the British pound, also quite low at 23 rand 78 cents. Price of gold also $3,536 an ounce. Platinum at $1,400, while Brent crude is at $68.78 a barrel. More business after 8.
7:31. Time for Eyewitness News, brought to you by Lottoland. Lottoland changes lives. Sviso, I see there's a fire that's broken out at an informal settlement in Ekurhuleni.
That's right, Clement. More than a dozen families have been displaced by that blaze. This at midnight, emergency services were called there to the scene at Makausi settlement. The firefighters managed to contain the blaze and no one was killed, and 18 families have now been displaced. In the Western Cape, MEC for Mobility Isaac Sileku says his department has made repeated attempts to bring rival taxi associations to the negotiating table. CATA and CODETA failed to reach consensus during peace talks last week, sparking a fresh bout of violence which left 5 people dead. Department has been granted a court interdict prohibiting the associations from interfering with transport services at various key routes. CODETA spokesperson Makosandile Tumana has called on Sileku to help the taxi associations to reach an agreement.
The Office of the Mobility and the Office of the Premier must intervene to find a solution in this matter.
And hope is fading of finding survivors in the rubble of homes devastated by a powerful earthquake in eastern Afghanistan. Emergency services are struggling to reach remote villages. A magnitude 6 earthquake hit the region bordering Pakistan over the weekend, flattening buildings. The earthquake has killed more than 1,400 people and has injured over 3,000, making it one of the deadliest in decades to hit the impoverished country. A fine day in store for Gauteng. The temperatures are at lows of 12 and 13 degrees, peaking at highs between 30 and 31.
And in the traffic in the city of Tshwane, we've got heavy delays along the R80 East Mabopane Highway towards Eskem Drive. There's also queuing traffic on the N1 North approaching Water Avenue. Please be on the lookout there.
The top story this hour: more than a dozen families have been displaced by a fire that's ripped through parts of an informal settlement in Ekurhuleni.
The U.S. Powerball is making headlines again. There was another rollover on the U.S. Powerball. Tomorrow morning's draw at 5 a.m. is worth 22.9 billion rand. That is a lot of zeros. Don't just wish. Stand a chance to be the winner of the US Powerball. Choose your 6 numbers and place your bet on lottoland.co.za. Lottoland changes lives.
No person under the age of 18 years permitted to gamble. Lottoland South Africa is licensed by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. National Responsible Gambling Program toll-free council line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Winners know when to stop.
Welcome to the brand new days.
Sail the world with Norwegian Cruise Line, with more to see, more to do, and more to enjoy. Plus, upgrade your holiday with NCL's More at Sea for premium beverages, specialty dining, and much more. Think international cruising. Think NCL. For the best deals available, visit ncl.com or contact your travel agent. Restrictions apply.
Welcome to the brand new days.
Saddle up for springtime success with Hollywood Bets. Experience the thrill of the turf and take a shot at a share of 100,000 Rand in cash and betting vouchers. All you have to do is bet 50 Rand or more on any horse racing meeting online or visit your nearest branch to enter. Spring into action and bet now for your shot at exciting rewards.
T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
For those 2 a.m. checkouts or the late night shift, for the last minute orders and the beginning of the month rush, for the 9 to 5 that becomes a 5 to 9. You don't clock out, and neither should your payments. Pay Fast by Network, always open for the dreamers, the doers, for you. From e-commerce to in-store payments and business funding, we have you covered. Sign up today at payfast.io.
702.
WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
Morning, Clement and the 702 listeners. South Africa is a movie. So here's a political task team that is focusing and investigating murder cases or attempted murder cases on high-ranking politicians. Yet, you've got politicians who have executive view on the very same issues. Make that make sense? It's questionable as to why the president and the ministers are so heavily invested in this thing.
Good morning, Clement. You know, my sentiments as well with the spokesperson, the person that you're talking to now, I agree with her 100%. The work of the police must continue. Leave the minister and the president there. They don't have anything to do with this thing. If they want to investigate in a commission, let them start the commission first before they can talk about anything else. Start the commission first. It hasn't started. And Clement, clarify this for me. Why you in the media, you keep on saying this minister is an acting minister? Because we've got 2 ministers. This minister was not sworn in as an acting minister. He was sworn in as a full minister. Why you keep on saying acting? I don't understand this. And it's always in the media.
Good morning, Clement and Tim. Why should these dockets go to the Madlanga Commission? I don't understand. Wasn't police investigating the matter and then they disabandoned that task team, which is what Mkonas was really crying about? Now, why they should go to the commission? Why they should be investigated in a special commission? And if you look what transpired in the Zondo commission, that commission will not have any authority, in my view, anyway, in terms of whatever recommendation comes out.
Wow, Clement, this is incredible, absolutely incredible. I mean, the commission is going to have delay after delay after delay. So Mr. Magwenya saying that the commission must first look into these dockets. The dockets will be last on the list at the commission, so that they want them to gather dust. I think Ms. Mate is 100% right. Justice must continue, and we must take a very close look at all of these politicians, including His Excellency, our President.
Yeah, we did ask Vincent Magwenya when we had him on the show on Monday that yes, of course, these dockets are going to be subject of investigations at the Madlanga inquiry. But the thing is, as much as the task team and the dockets are going to be at the center of the allegations, in fact, at the center of the allegations by General Mkhwanazi, and are going to be investigated by the Madlanga inquiry, the point is the police must still do their work, right? You can't have investigations in these dockets being halted because there is an inquiry, because then that compromises the efforts to prosecute criminals that are being investigated. Justice is getting delayed the more the dockets sit and gather dust. One of the things I'm waiting to hear from the National Police Commissioner also is, why did he wait until now? Because the dockets were removed from the KZN task team, sent to head office earlier this year already. He didn't act. What did he do? And then now, General Mkhwanazi holds a media briefing, and the National Police Commissioner now says, okay, let's move the dockets back to the KwaZulu-Natal. Why didn't you do that from the word go earlier this year? So you want to come now and claim urgency, and you say, oh, justice is being delayed. These dockets are gathering dust. They've been gathering dust since early this year. What did you do about it? Atlenda Mati says she can't respond to that. So hopefully the National Police Commissioner will be able to answer that question when he goes to that commission of inquiry.
702.
What's the question?
What's the question is brought to you by Outsurance. It's your chance to win up to 3,000 Rand in cash. First, 1,000 Rand for the answer, and then a little later, 2,000 Rand if you can give us the question. All you have to do is SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on car insurance. Dingan in Johannesburg Central, you've got the answer for us today. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks, Anima.
I'm all
Clement, how are you?
I'm okay.
I'm all right.
What answer are you giving us this morning?
The answer is sexy bag.
Sexy bag. Have you recently
Sexy
requested
bag.
a sexy quote from Outsurance?
Yes, I did so, Mr. Clement.
Well, guess what, Dingan? You have won yourself 1,000 Rand in cash, all thanks to Outsurance and 702. So Dingan says sexy bag is the answer. If you know what's the question, you can be the seventh caller right now on 011-883-0702. T's and C's on primemediaplus.com.
EWN Sport.
This EWN Sport is brought to you by RMB Corporate Banking. Ready, set, cash flow. Cindy Poluta, it's all about the Proteas.
It is this morning because they did an unbelievable thing yesterday. They thrashed England by 7 wickets in the first ODI. England were 131 all out. Maharaj took 4 wickets and Mulder 3. Proteas got the win within 21 overs thanks to Markram's 86 and Rickleton's unbeaten 31. Man of the match, Maharajan being the top-ranked bowler.
The stats and things are nice to have, but I always want to get better with each and every game. I'm still a scholar of the game and always believe that learnings come with each and every performance that you put in. So it's nice to have the title, but I don't focus too much on that. Just try and go about my business and trust my processes.
Bafana's World Cup qualifier against Nigeria on Friday has been moved from the Free State Stadium to Dr. Petrus Molamela Stadium due to the quality of the pitch. Bafana also have to beat Lesotho next week. Coach Hugo Bros.
We can't afford ourselves to lose points against Lesotho, and that doesn't mean that underestimate that opponent. That is the biggest mistake we can make now, that to think that okay, it's only Lesotho and we will win. Lesotho plays a draw in Nigeria last year, I think. They are neighbors, and you know our neighbors are. So we have to be careful and we have to keep the pressure on our opponents.
Orlando Pirates head coach Abdeslam Wadu and 5 members of the staff remain in hospital following a car accident. They were returning from their win over Chipper when the Pirates team bus and the cars carrying other staff, including coach Wadu, had stopped to assist at another accident seen on the R21. That was when another car then came into all of them. The All Blacks are excited to play the Springboks at Eden Park this weekend, where the hosts haven't lost since 1995. All Blacks coach Scott Robertson and what he expects from the Boks.
They'll chance their hand and then go back to their DNA. It's coming. We know it's coming, and that's all part of it. That's all part of the game. You know, rugby's a game of strengths, and they've got theirs, and we've got ours. 2 different styles. You know, we'll play and we'll back our skills, and they back their skills as well, which is a strength and got them a lot of trophies.
At the US Open, Djokovic beat last year's runner-up Fritz this morning, 6-3, 7-5, 3-6 and 6-4. Djokovic will play Alcaraz in the men's semi-finals. Pegula cruised the women's semi. She beat Krejcikova and will play the top seed and defending champion Sabalenka, who got past Vandrousova. And South African sprinter Bayanda Walaza will compete at the World Athletics Champs in Tokyo next week. Walaza pulled up injured in the 100-meter final last week, but he won't run in the 200 meters or the 4x100-meter relay. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
Feeling some lag in Sector 3?
Copy. Optimizing working capital. Ready. You're approaching a tight corner. Cash flow pressure ahead.
Low on liquidity. Supply pressure is building. Set.
Deploying cash injection in 3, 2, 1, flow.
Nice move. Better supply chain control.
Lab time advantage. Faster cash cycles, leaner inventory, and optimized working capital.
Ready, set, cash flow. Corporate banking from RMB. RMB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized FSP and credit provider.
Ever driven 6 hours to get to a place that should have taken 1? Skip the detour with Sem Air, a proudly South African full-service airline, connecting you to 16 top destinations, whether it be for business or a break. Baggage included. Onboard snacks, always. Comfort and service, count on it. Because when your time matters, your airline should too. Book now at semair.co.za. Sem Air, more from your airline.
So you thought you were building a business? In this economy? Good luck. But day by day, somehow it grew. You became payroll, procurement, PR, and pressure valve. You kept going when the freezer didn't freeze, the bucket didn't budge, and the bank balance barely blinked. What's that saying again? What doesn't kill your business makes it stronger? Or at least it should be that. So you thought you were building a business. You weren't. It was building you. Because this isn't just what you do anymore. It's who you are. And you don't trust just anybody to protect it. Chat to your broker about Old Mutual Insure Business Insurance. Protect what built you. Old Mutual Insure Limited is a licensed FSP and non-life insurer.
When it comes to protecting your workforce, trust the workwear brand that has been protecting workers for over 150 years, Sweetall. Sweetall has overalls and uniform solutions for every industry, so your team is safe, comfortable, and ready to tackle any challenge. Visit our new Boksburg showroom, shop A1 Atlas Road, Westwood, Boksburg, or go to sweetall.com today. Sweetall, we never let you down. Superior protective workwear since 1871.
EWN Traffic.
14 minutes before 8 o'clock, this EWN Traffic is brought to you by the new Opel Grandland. With smart tech and striking design, it's German engineering on a grand scale. Test drive one today at your nearest Opel dealer. Amo, there's some delays in Alberton.
Yes, Clement, that's due to an accident on the R59 North. It happened near Swartkoppies Road. Delays as you come out of Clip Refer Drive. Please be on the lookout there. About a 15-minute hold-up. And traveling in Boksburg, we still have got those major roadworks taking place on the N17 West between Carnival City and the R21 turn-off, causing about a 30-minute hold-up. While traveling on the N3 North, more roadworks near Marlborough Drive. Delays between Linksfield Road and the Baklu interchange. Obviously, this is just as you add the peak time delays as well. And if you're traveling in the Midrand area, delays on the N1 South between Samarin Avenue and Olifantsfontein Road. This is due to an accident between these 2 points. Please be on the lookout there and continue driving with care. More updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Don't ever settle for great. You know that great feeling after nailing a big presentation? Imagine upgrading that. I'm talking driving home with your car's massage seat, practically high-fiving your bum. Headlights so bright, you feel like the star your boss said you were. Arriving home, making an entrance, grander than your slide transitions. Go grand in the new Opel Grandland, designed and made in Germany. Visit opel.co.za for more.
Opel Grandland.
702.
What's the question?
12 minutes before 8 o'clock. What is the question? Dingan gave us the answer earlier. Sexy bag. Max in Greenside. If today's answer is sexy bag, for 2,000 Rand in cash thanks to OutSurance, please tell me what's the question.
Hi, Clement. The question is, what is the name of the song by Justin Timberlake and Timberland that went to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 on this day in 2006?
Well, That sounds like it's the correct question. And yes, it is, Max. Congratulations to you. You have won 2,000 Rand in cash, all thanks to Outsurance and 702. It was indeed on this day back in 2006 that song reached number 1 on the UK singles chart. In fact, Justin Timberlake spoke about this. He once did an interview on Apple Music Essentials, and he spoke about working with Timbaland and how that collaboration felt like the fulfillment of a prophecy.
Tim's playing the beat, right? This is exactly how it happened. I'll never forget this moment. So he's like, all right, man, I think we got to bring dance music back. And I was like, I'm with it. Let's go. So he's and I was like, oh, I already know how I'm coming in on this. And the beat's still playing. Boom. He's like, what you gonna say? I just go like this. I'm bringing sexy back. And he goes, yeah. That's how it went? That's exactly what happened. He just said, yeah. But Timbaland doesn't do anything off beat. You should know that. Yeah. He just said, yeah, like that's it. And I was like, you should just do that. So then we just started trading lines back and forth. And it was just, honestly, it was like, it really was like
sweetest spot ever.
A pop dance cipher.
You are the poster child, the biggest saver we've ever had.
I decided that I would contact Outsurance and let them work out what they could do for me.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, big saving. 2,794 Rand a month.
That's over 33,000 Rand a year.
And it was the easiest switch ever. Real people helping real people get real deals.
Go to outsurance.co.za now for a 10-minute quote that could save you thousands. Licensed insurer and FSP, T's, C's, and information online.
Mzansi, your backyard just got better. Explore more for less because the Great South African Sale is coming with up to 50% off travel deals. From the breathtaking scenery to a beach picnic, camping in the wild, or the thrill of gussie vibes. There's something for everyone. Book from 8 to 14 September 2025. Visit shortleft.co.za to book and travel later. After all, it's your country. Enjoy it, because nothing's more fun than a short left. #TravelWise Mzansi. T's and C's apply.
Do you know what's hiding behind the colorful packaging of unhealthy food? Big food companies target children with unhealthy packaged foods that hide high levels of sugar, salt, and fat, which could lead to heart disease, diabetes, and hypertension. But the truth is hidden from consumers. Front of package warning labels are a proven solution to help consumers make informed decisions. The government must act now. We have the right to know what's in our food. Demand front of package warning labels. Sign the petition on heala.org, HEALA.org, by the 30th of September.
This September, Joburg Theatre brings you a powerful mix of drama, music, and dance. Dancing the Death Drill, adapted from Fred Khumalo's acclaimed novel, tells the tale of Pito Mutaung, a South African soldier forever changed by the tragic sinking of the SS Mendi. The cast features Kwenzo Ngobo, Tuli Tabete, and Clint Brink, with choreography by Luyanda Sidia and original music by Msaki. This is a story of love, loss, and remembrance. Catch it from 9 to 28 September 2025 on the Mandela stage at Joburg Theatre. Dancing the Death Drill, a moment in history brought to life. Book now at joburgtheatre.com.
702.
702. What's gone viral?
With Kabazela.
Good morning, Kabazela.
Hey, good morning to you, Clem.
I'm all right, man.
Good, my man. Good,
Let's
good,
start
good.
with this video of this woman. Hey, the shell eater. Oh,
Yeah.
that made me cringe so much. I was so scared that she was going to hurt herself more than anything.
Well, she's got strong teeth and jaw, I must say.
Clearly.
So this was an experience. This young woman took her mother out to the Ocean Basket, and they had ordered the platter for one or the platter for two. Really, really delicious, that lemon butter sauce. And she's filming her mom eating her food, and she grabs one of the mussels, and instead of, like pulling the mussel out and, licking the mussel with the sauce, she puts the whole mussel shell into her mouth, and she munches on it. She cracks the shell and then pulls the shards out one by one. Then gets stuck into the prawns with a knife and fork, I must say. and eats the whole thing with the shell, the head, the tail, alles, all of it. And, is loving it and enjoying herself. And the daughter just looks at her and says, raising parents sometimes is hard. So it got me thinking about, and if she enjoys it like that, then good for her, if she loves the shells and all that kind of thing, cool. But, maybe there's something that you eat on a regular basis and you love to eat it in a certain way, and other people, your friends and your family will look at you and say, do you really eat it like that? Do you eat it with the shells? Do you crack the mussel shells? Or maybe there's in terms of the chicken, you'll eat the chicken right down to every little piece of flesh and you'll just leave the bones and carcass. I'd love to hear those this morning.
When I do eat like chicken, for instance, I will I still have like the bones. I still chew the bones. So when I was growing up, I used to actually eat if there's chicken and some gravy, you have meat, you have the pap and the gravy. Yeah. And then you leave out the meat at the end. Am I the only one who used to eat like that? I used to do that, and I sometimes still do. So I'll have pap and the gravy, and the meat I'll have at the end, because that's a delicacy. I'm like, that's the last thing I want to enjoy. That's going to be so nice.
You leave the best for last.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I relate. But did you say you eat the bones?
I do. I still chew the bones, like chicken.
So if you're smashing a chicken leg and you've got the bone left, do you eat the bone?
Yes. I'm gonna chew that bone. And I have a dog now, so I sometimes look at him looking at me having the bone, and I have to share with him. I'm like, now I must fight over bones with you, Aussie. Yeah, that's the story of my life.
Wow, I like it.
Okay, so do people look at you funny sometimes because you eat something unconventionally? Let us know. Give us a call or send us a WhatsApp voice note. Talk to us about this stunning walk. This video of this woman with a stunning walk.
Yeah, so she filmed herself walking on the street in her high heels, and she's filming herself because she can see her reflection in a shopping center window. And I must say, she has the most amazing walk. And she says whenever she walks on the street or whatever, people will stop and say, "Oh, you walk so beautifully." Or people will drive by and they hoot and they give her compliments. She almost looks like a combination of a gazelle and a giraffe walking in the bushveld. So, that's her story about her beautiful walk. So have you got a feature or a trait that some people will come up to you and they'll say, "Yes, I just want to say that's a really, really beautiful thing," or "I love this about you." Some people come up to me and they'll be chatting to me, and then I can see them focus on something else, and I'm like, what's wrong? And then they'll say, "I've just noticed your eye is a different color." So I've got on my left eye, it's brown and like a greeny blue on my one eye. So people will say, "Wow, I love that." So that's my little compliment. What are yours?
I don't have anything really.
You got a great beard. A great beard, I must say.
A lot of people tell me about my dental formula. I don't know if you guys see and more. Is it fine? Yeah, they normally comment. They comment about that and say, "I've got quite a good, healthy dental formula." What is that thing?
Your teeth?
Yeah,
your
my
teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe it's from those chicken bones. Eh?
Amu, do you have one?
My walk, people usually comment a lot about my walk.
What do they say about it?
They say that I walk beautifully as if I'm on a ramp.
Really?
Yeah. But chega. Yeah, but I'm white chega, no. That's just how I walk.
I need to pay attention to that. Do you have a feature or something that you get complimented on regularly? Share that with us on 011-883-0702 or WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702.
EWN Traffic.
This Eyewitness News Traffic is brought to you by Outsurance in partnership with 702. Amu, how are we looking?
Well, we still have got major delays on the R59 North. This is in the Alberton-Birkenhurst area. This is due to an accident right near Swartkoppies Road. Delays from Klipprivier Drive, about a 20-minute hold up there. I'll have more details on this coming up shortly. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Just phone Outsurance, get a quote and see what they can offer you. If you don't save that $321 like I did, you might get a $500 or $1,000 back. Service and savings, you'll always get something out.
How is it that Outsurance provided the solution for you?
918 Rand is what I'm saving.
Incredible. What brought you and Outsurance together?
718 Rand. I end up saving.
They gave you the real deal.
It literally is the real deal.
Go to outsurance.co.za now for a 10-minute quote that could save you thousands. Licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
702
Feedback
with Siamtanda Matiso.
How are you doing, Sia?
I'm well. You know what I'm so happy about that you guys didn't mention, because I know it would have been untrue? The fact that you guys can't sing. You and Amu have something in common.
Well, at least
you
I
guys
can
can't
dance.
sing. Oh my, no, Clement. By the way, please explain yourself to the 702 landers. How you seated, ne?
Yeah.
It shows it's like you're not wearing anything below.
They think I'm not wearing anything below?
So explain yourself.
Okay, so I'm going for a run. So I'm training for the Cape Town Marathon that's coming up. So I've been coming to work this week with my running clothes. So I'm going to run immediately after the show. So that's why I'm dressed like this. So I'm wearing these short pants, running pants. But yeah, trust me, guys, I am wearing something.
Thank you
It may
for explaining.
seem weirdly on YouTube if you're watching us on YouTube, but I've got something. It's just that it's shorts. Just the bezan.
We ask Fisha. Speaking about defending yourself, I'm here to defend myself as well. You did mention that I did ask for USB. And
So
you found
archaic.
that so old school. Let me say this. When it comes to me, I need to have backup upon backup upon backup. And the
iCloud.
reason is because I'm coming there. Technology has failed me so many times.
Really?
It's either it's crashed, it's either my phone, like the battery's running low. So I need to have it, like where I can see it, where I know it's there. I'm not going to lose it. But some people, much like me, still have USB. Okay, wow, Clement.
What are they
They're
saving
still
their
using
songs?
Facebook, since you were judging them. And yeah, Clement, we still use our USB. What's this pot? Is it called a pot or USB stick?
Yes,
Yes,
the
we still
stick.
use that. So many people are commenting on that. And also, if you missed it, you did read on the newspapers, FISO did, that El Salvador has begun implementing strict and new discipline policies when it comes to their schools. So when it comes to uniform, it should be worn a proper way. And many people were mentioning how they were implementing things in their school, that their skirts shouldn't be longer, shouldn't be above the knee. Their hairstyle should be a certain way, like their braids should be black. The socks and their hairbands should match their school uniform colors. So many people reacting on that, and also the police task team. Many people are saying, listen, the police should do their job. Justice needs to be served, and we need to see movement when it comes to this inquiry and the investigations that are happening within the police enforcement.
More of your comments after the news at 8 o'clock. Give us a call or send us a WhatsApp voice note.
This is EWN.
Action has been taken against controversial Open Chats podcasters, and another teacher is in hot water for assault. Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. The South African Human Rights Commission has concluded that podcasters who made disparaging remarks against coloured people should undergo diversity and sensitivity training. The Open Chats podcast got into trouble for the insults, which sparked a big debate on social media last month. The Commission received a number of complaints against the podcasters. Nhlanhla Mabaso reports.
The Open Chats podcast used racist and sexist remarks against the colored community, sparking a wide debate about racism. The Human Rights Commission then issued a letter of demands to Mthokozisi Matula, Honeshna Makarido, Khunzi Madikwane, and Lifahlalele in pursuance of litigation before the Equality Court. The hosts were instructed to tender an unconditional and unequivocal apology to be read on the podcast and then submitted to the Commission. They were also demanded to retract the statements and remove the episode from all its social media platforms. The Commission says the podcasters have agreed to comply with its terms. In the letter submitted to the Commission, the group apologized for the hurt and harm it caused the colored community. And as part of the settlement, the podcasters will at their own cost undergo diversity training. Nhlanhla Mabaso, Eyewitness News, Johannesburg.
The Education Department in KwaZulu-Natal has condemned a teacher for assaulting pupils at a school in Ladysmith. A video of the man hitting 3 boys in full view of other pupils in a classroom at Dr. Joseph Shabalala High School has been widely circulated online. The Education Department spokesperson Muzim Hlambi says the assault is concerning.
The MEC for Education in KwaZulu-Natal will pay a special visit to Dr. Joseph Shabalala High School. MEC frowns seriously on this incident, hence his visit to the school.
In the Western Cape, authorities from the Education Department are expected to meet with the school management of Vista High and parents in Burkina after demonstrations. Pupils there demonstrated over a high teacher turnover rate yesterday. They say the lack of a plan to restore and improve academic performance is a setback for their future. Department spokesperson Bronna Hammond.
The WCD is addressing the issue with the school management, and communication has been sent to parents regarding the learners' behaviour, with a meeting being scheduled with parents.
Meanwhile, the ANC's Khalid Syed says the Education Department is failing pupils.
We call on the WCED to intervene decisively at Vista High School by stabilizing the teaching environment, developing a recovery plan for learners, and ensuring accountability in restoring quality education.
And a U.S. House of Representatives committee has released the first batch of documents from the investigation into notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. More than 33,000 pages of records related to Epstein and his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, have been uploaded to a House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform website after being handed over by the Justice Department. Epstein, a wealthy financier with high-level connections, died in a New York jail cell in 2019 while awaiting trial for alleged sex trafficking of underage girls recruited to provide him with sexual massages. Now, President Donald Trump was once a friend of Epstein, and according to the Wall Street Journal, the president's name was among hundreds found during a Justice Department review of the Epstein files, though there has not been any evidence of wrongdoing. Here's Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury.
But I want to be clear that what we heard today is a cover-up, and it is a cover-up of epic proportions, a cover-up involving the United States government, the justice system, rich and powerful individuals, a cover-up potentially involving foreign countries and foreign actors.
Gold is trading at $3,531.58 an ounce. The rand is at 17.72 to the dollar, 23.68 to the pound, 20.61 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $68.95 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got roadworks taking place on the N17 West right after the Carnival City entrance, and they're causing heavy traffic volumes, while in Alberton an accident on the R59 North right near Swartkopies Road delays from Klipprivier Drive.
In your sport, Maharaj's 4 wickets and Markram's 86 takes the Proteas to a 7-wicket win over England in the first ODI. Orlando Pirates coach Abdeslam Wadu and staff recovering in hospital after a car accident. Djokovic beats Fritz to set up a US Open semi-final with Alcaraz, while Sabalenka plays Pagula.
A fine day in store for Gauteng. The temperatures will peak at highs between 30 and 31 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour. The South African Human Rights Commission has concluded that podcasters who made disparaging remarks against coloured people should undergo diversity and sensitivity training.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
702 on 92.7 and 106 FM.
Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
And on DSTV channel 856.
Eight minutes after 8 o'clock. Dumelang, welcome to the third and final hour of 702 Breakfast. I'm Clement Manyatela in for Bongani. And we're taking your calls and your WhatsApps this hour, responding to any of the conversations we've had this morning. Kabazela was asking us just before the news on what's gone viral if we have got some stunning features or something that we get complimented on regularly. And Mateo, apparently Amo Ramela, a lot of people compliment her walk. Apparently she walks like she was on the ramp.
Yeah, she does that daily.
Really?
Daily.
I need to pay attention.
I'm like, hey, that's a bit extra.
Why we check?
I walk like that. It's not even intentional like that. It's just how I walk. My mother taught us how to walk, how to sit as ladies, how to laugh.
Did you go to pageants when you were growing up?
My sister did. I didn't. I was just too much of a tomboy growing up, and which was quite a funny thing, because why are you so tomboyish but you walk like that? You know what I mean? But yeah, we were taught how to behave and how to. So it stuck with me.
So they taught you how to shake.
No.
So Happy Njingela sent me a message and said a lot of people say he looks like George Clooney. Happy, you wish. You wish. It's 9 minutes after 8.
Join us.
Let's walk the talk.
This is 702.
Good morning, Radio 702ers. So my most prominent feature is my calves. I have guys, young guys, old guys, all ages coming up to me and asking me, how do I get such big calves? I've heard comments like, bro, those aren't calves, they are cows. So yeah, I always get asked for my secret. What is my exercise program? And I say to them, dude, it is in the genes. It's genetics. And yeah, thanks.
Morning, Clement. People always compliment me on my eyes. They are very light brown, but the circumference is green. So when you look at me, my eyes is brown, but sometimes they tend to appear green, which confuses people. So they don't know if my eyes are brown or green.
Man, good morning. Yeah, brah. Me-ish. I don't usually get compliment. People they just become surprised. My hair, everything, gray. I'm almost 40 years, but my hair, I look like Madala. So most people they used to say, "Hi Madala." Hey, in Tembisa.
Morning, Clement and 702. My best feature is my nose. People always comment about my nose and also about my skin and teeth. I got a perfect set of teeth. I don't have any teeth that have been lost, except of course my baby teeth. But I still have 32 teeth, and they are just perfect, and they are very white. Thank you. Enjoy the day.
Clement, this is exactly what Otidi was talking about you being affection avoidant. Okabazela just gave you a comment about how nice your beard is, and you didn't say thank you. Say thank you, Clement, before moving on to the next point. Say thank you.
Thank you, Kabazela. Thank you. But I'm not fascinated by beards anymore. In fact, I'm in the process of removing my beard. So the reason I've had a beard all my life is because I look so young without a beard. And I've always been an old soul. I've always had friends who are older than me. So I didn't like looking young amongst them. So I've kept my beard for that purpose and nothing else.
Do you know how much people struggle to get a full beard?
I know.
Here you are like, I'm getting rid of it.
But I'm loving because the grays are coming.
I can see
I'm going to
that,
maybe it's like silver fox. In the silver fox, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Salt and pepper.
I can't wait for that. I just want to be hot once in my life. I think that will happen when I get the gray beard. Do you have that thing, Mateo? People always say, Mateo, oh, that dark and tall man.
Yeah, that's the usual. I think also my skin tone, which I never understand.
Yeah.
The fascination with, you have such a beautiful skin tone. I'm like, thank you.
It's like, okay, if you say so. You don't have some regime.
Nah, I'm a Vaseline guy.
I'm a Vaseline guy too.
Guys, you heard yesterday. Not much is happening with my routine. I don't have, what does Bongani use? A serum.
Those things. Yeah. So they put those drops on their faces. And then they... Nah. I put Vaseline. Yeah, makeup artists a lot always say also, oh, you've got such a nice skin. I was like, what do you use? I'm like, nothing. I use a normal face wash and I put on Vaseline. and I'm good to go. Yeah? Let's go to your calls on 011-883-0702. Who's this? Is it Mondia or who's calling us now? Good morning. Is it Muder, Modier? What's the name?
Muder, resting mother.
In Newlands.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for calling us. You want to talk about the conversation I had with Atlanta, Mati?
You know, Clement, I woke up to that voice. I was not sure.
Yeah.
I'm listening to this woman. This voice, it represents authority, it represents patriotism, it represents order. That woman, she just wants those dockets to be investigated and people being taken to task. And that is an attitude that we've been waiting for from our police. You know, I listened to that voice and something said to me, even the GBV in this country is going to go down if we are going to have this attitude from our police services. Because for a longer time, the criminals in this country, they knew they have their cronies in this department, and nothing is going. It can be done. You know, remember these people that are killing. These political killers are not only political killers in their own houses. They are demons. Children know when daddy is coming, we have to be in a corner somewhere where daddy we won't make noise to daddy. So it's not only about the political killings. We are going to have so many things sorted. One of them KGBV, because these are men. Even when they have beaten their wives. When their wives go to the police station, nothing is done about it.
Yeah, Muder and Newlands, thank you very much for your call. It's 15 after 8.
EWN Traffic.
This Eyewitness News Traffic is brought to you by Outsurance in partnership with 702. Amu, some roadworks on the N17 West.
Yeah, Clement, these are really major roadworks there and they're causing heavy delays. This is between Carnival City and the R21 Roundabout Road, about a 30-minute hold up there, so please be on the lookout. At this particular moment, we also have got queuing traffic along the N12 West. This is between Snake Road and Atlas Road. There's also queuing traffic on the N3 North due to more roadworks taking place near the Baklui interchange. So the delays are as you come out of the Kiluli's turn off. If you are traveling on the Makwa North bumper to bumper traffic between the Kilani Bends and Grayston Drive due to peak time delays. So please be patient on the roads and drive with care. I'll have more updates coming up. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
There are 1,500 reasons to get an Outsurance car insurance quote today. You heard it here. If Outsurance can't beat your car insurance premium, ask them for 500 Rand cash. Make that 1,500 Rand if you've been claim free and with the same insurer for 3 years. Savings or cash, you always get something out. Get a quick and easy quote today. Call 08600 60,000 or visit outsurance.co.za. Licensed, insured and FSP. T's and C's and information online.
Join us.
Let's walk the talk.
This is 702.
16 minutes after 8 o'clock. So, wouldn't you agree that tomorrow's leaders need more than strategy? They need vision in a world where AI is changing everything, right? Now, joining us now live from San Francisco is Dr. Vivian Ming, who is a theoretical neuroscientist, AI pioneer, an entrepreneur as well. And one of Forbes' professional mad scientists, and here to talk to us about unlocking human potential in an automated age ahead of her keynote at the Stellenbosch Business Institute C Leader Summit in Bryanston. She'll be challenging South African leaders to think differently about the future of work, leadership, and innovation, and joins us now via Zoom. Thank you so much for making time for us, Dr. Ming. Good morning.
It's such a pleasure to be here. It's good evening from California, but I'm thrilled to be with you either way.
Yeah, so you'll be speaking at this C Leader Summit hosted by the Stellenbosch Business Institute on the theme of leading in an automated world. In your view, what does it truly mean to be a leader in this new age of AI?
Well, frankly, it makes a big change. So many leaders have been taught they need to make all the decisions. They need to have quick answers. Now there's this thing in the world, AI, machine learning, all of the answers to the world's questions are for free in your pocket. What remains is the things we don't know. The answers, not just to the questions that are in front of us right now, but what even is the right question? This is what's confronting leaders right now. We've been trained how to point and tell people what to do. There's a big change in front of us now, and I don't know that we're ready for it. We're not raising kids in our school systems to be explorers and to tackle this unknown world. And we really need to change that leadership vision of their role is to help people explore, not to issue orders.
So what do you think then should be what people are doing now? Like for South African C-suite leaders listening to us right now, what would you say is that practical step that they should be taking today to prepare their people and organizations for an AI-driven future?
Well, if you're scared of AI because you think it's going to take jobs, because you think everything's going to become automated, I'm going to say you're thinking about this wrong. I built my first model 30 years ago. 30 years ago, my undergraduate honors thesis was an AI that could find a human face in an image and tell the difference between a real and a fake smile. And in 30 years, every time I use these models, I built a model to track my own son's diabetes. I built a model to explore racial wage gap in the United States. And right now I'm the chief scientist of a company that's developed the first ever blood test for postpartum depression. Moms will know before they've ever experienced symptoms, whether they're at risk. And all of this relies on AI. All of it's about exploring the unknown. Leaders in South Africa, I think, need to step away from this idea that the role of AI is to automate people. I'm not automating myself. I'm using it like a tool. I'm using it to explore. And this is a very complicated idea. Just me and a quick interview on the radio is not going to get every issue across, but start rethinking, how do I make my humans better? When AI knows everything, but it understands nothing. The role of all of your employees now, and you as the leader, is understanding. Know how to deal with uncertainty, know the right questions to ask. It can give the answers. You have to find questions.
I see. So human potential, so important. What do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions, though, that leaders still have about AI?
Well, we're all being sold this story from a lot of the big AI companies that it's all about efficiency. We want to write more lines of code, make more sales, answer more service calls. I just finished writing a book. I didn't let AI write a single sentence in my book. Here's what I did instead. I turned on, and I've used GPT and Claude and Gemini. I've used all of them. I say, you are my worst enemy. You're my nemesis. Every time I've ever published a research paper, you found every mistake I've ever made and explained it to the public. Here's the next chapter in my new book. Tell me where I'm wrong. Help me see how I can be better. I don't use AI to make my life easier. I use it to make my life harder in the ways that make me better. If you're a leader, think of it that way. How do I use AI to discover talents in my employees they don't even know themselves? How do I use it to challenge them to be better? You want better AI? Build better people.
You've spoken on some of the biggest stages around the world, and you've been to South Africa before, actually. This time you're coming exclusively for this Stellenbosch Business Institute conference. What are you most looking forward to in engaging with South Africa's business leaders?
It's always amazing to come for a visit. Let me be really transparent. One of the things that excites me about South Africa is all of its challenges. This is one of the highest potential countries in the world. In many ways, it shares a lot of characteristics with the States in that we have issues with inequality. We have big, high potential populations that really aren't getting fully tapped and utilized. But if you're mad scientists like me, this is an opportunity. Think of every kid growing up in a township somewhere that, forget the AI I built for my son, they have the cure for diabetes in their potential. But frankly, right now, they're probably not going to have the chance to live the life to bring that out into the world. This is what I love about South Africa, about Brazil, about my own home here in the States, is this chance to help discover people. My trick is using AI. I study brains, but really it's anything that gives us better people. Human development is what excites me about always coming back to South Africa and, occasionally seeing the Cape.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Vivian Ming, thank you so much for chatting to us and really looking forward to your keynote address at the Stellenbosch Business Institute Sea Leaders Summit in Bryanston. It's 24 after 8.
702.
The Worldview.
The Worldview this morning with Vicky Turner, who's joining us via Zoom. Vicky, thank you for making time. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, we'll start this morning in China, where China's President Xi Jinping has been showing a lot of strength, military strength. Tens of thousands of military personnel have been marching in formation through Beijing's historic Tiananmen Square, marking, of course, the 80th anniversary of Japan's formal surrender in World War II. But it's a lot more than that, really. He was joined by 26 heads of state, including Russia's Vladimir Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un. That marks their first ever trilateral meeting. Now, they showed off a load of new military capability. They had their new laser weapons, nuclear ballistic missiles, and giant underwater drones as well. And Xi Jinping has told everyone that they won't be intimidated, which I think is a message directly to Donald Trump. One of the good things to come out of this, though, is that speaking in Beijing, Vladimir Putin already downplayed any suggestion that Russia will attack or is planning to attack Europe. He also says he's not opposed to Ukraine's EU membership, but says Kyiv joining NATO would be unacceptable. Experts here, though, defense experts, are saying Putin's trying to make himself look reasonable for a stateside audience, which I fear is probably what he is trying to do. And NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has said any sense of security, of course, cannot be trusted when it's coming from Vladimir Putin's mouth.
So now let's move to Donald Trump. From defense to war, what is his latest big announcement?
This was interesting because there were a lot of rumours circulating. He did this press conference yesterday. He's been fairly quiet over the last week or so. And as we all know, that isn't Trump-esque. He likes to speak. And initially, the rumours were that he was going to change the name of the Department of Defence to the Department of War, which is obviously quite aggressive. That didn't happen. Then we heard that he will relocate the US Space Force. Also didn't happen. And the third rumour was that he was threatening that he could use the National Guard to crack down on crime in liberal US cities. He didn't announce that either. So we're not sure what exactly made him change the agenda. What did happen was that he said that the US had been targeting a drug cartel off the coast of Venezuela, which seemed, very small fry, really, for Donald Trump. We think that possibly he did this press conference to reassure people that he was alive and well, because while conspiracy theories have been circulating around social media now for a few days, saying that Donald Trump was very poorly or even dead. So he did this press conference, this is the thought now, to address those rumours, to basically say rumours of his death had been greatly exaggerated.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's talk about Liverpool now. I see they've completed the signing of striker Alexandra Isak from Newcastle United for a record, how much? £125 million?
That's right, £125 million, but it has left a very bitter taste in Magpie fans' mouth. That's the fans of Newcastle, of course. Alexander Isak, though, has now taken to social media to thank Newcastle supporters. He says he wants to express his gratitude to his teammates there, the city, and all the amazing fans. The striker, of course, refused to play for the club as he tried to force a move to the Premier League champions. Newcastle didn't thank Isak in their statement announcing his departure. And if there were any bridges left to burn for Alexander, his agent has poured more petrol on the inferno that he's left behind. After his client's long and bitter divorce from Newcastle, Vlado Limic, the man pulling strings for Isak, fired a 22-word parting shot. Listen to this. He says, "It's nice when you have someone to be with, but it's even nicer when you know who you'll never be with again."
Absolutely. Vicky Turner, thank you.
EWN Business.
Mateo, gold price surges to new records.
Yeah, and that's because investors are looking for a safe haven investment and driving up the price of gold. The price of the yellow metal has hit a record high as demand for precious metal remains strong amid a global economic uncertainty. Now, the spot gold price hit $3,508 per ounce on Tuesday, continuing its upward trend, which has seen it rise by nearly 30% this year. Now, gold is seen as a safer asset for investors during times of economic uncertainty, and its price rose earlier this year, of course, after US President Donald Trump announced wide-ranging tariffs. Now, analysts say the price has also been lifted by expectations that the US Central Bank will cut interest rates come the 17th of September, making gold an even more attractive prospect for investors.
SA new car sales, I see those are improving.
Yeah, the economy might be tight, but people are finding the money to buy new cars. The South African new car sales market continues to gain momentum. According to Motor Body NAMSA, a total number of 51,880 new vehicles were sold in August, an increase of 497 units. The National Automobile Dealers Association reported a high level of consumer interest and intent to purchase, with a succession of interest rate cuts encouraging consumers to buy more. Now, cars like the Volkswagen Polo Vivo are still top of the market. Suzuki Swift, the Corolla Cross, Suzuki Fronx, and the Toyota Starlet also featuring there in the top 10. But the Chinese brand is as well in the top 10. The Chery Tiggo 4 Pro and the Haval Julian there as well among the popular brands being bought by South Africans.
And the markets?
All the markets were weaker on Tuesday, with the rand now at 17 rand 72 against a resurgent dollar. It's really seeing some weakness this morning at 20 rand 61 cents against the euro and at 23 rand 69 cents against the British pound. Price of gold still at those record levels at $3,530 an ounce, while platinum is down 1% at $1,393. Brent crude now at $68.96 a barrel. There'll be more business from Stephen Crotis later this afternoon.
8:31, time for the latest in Eyewitness News. Fiso, hi.
Thanks, Clement. Good morning. Police have confirmed that the 121 dockets of the KwaZulu-Natal Police Political Killings Task Team have been returned to the province for the continuation of investigations. The dockets, containing mostly murders committed in KZN, were submitted to the police headquarters in March this year. KZN Police Head Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi raised concerns that they were sitting gathering dust in Gauteng after they were allegedly taken by Deputy Police Commissioner for Crime Detection Shadrack Sibia. Police spokesperson Atlenda Mate.
The dockets are in KwaZulu-Natal. They've been handed back over to the Political Killings Task Team. The team has already started off where they left off.
Western Cape Mobility MEC Isaac Sileku says his department has made repeated attempts to bring rival taxi associations to the negotiating table. Qatar and Codeta failed to reach consensus during peace talks last week, sparking a fresh bout of violence which left 5 people dead. The department has been granted a court interdict prohibiting the associations from interfering with transport services at various key routes. Codeta spokesperson Makosandile Tumana has called on Sileku to help taxi associations reach an agreement.
The Office of the Mobility and the Office of the Premier
must intervene to find a solution in this matter.
Families affected by a fire in Ekurhuleni are picking up the pieces this morning at the Makausi settlement. Emergency teams say they were called to the scene at just after midnight. Firefighters managed to contain the blaze and no one was killed. 18 families have been displaced. And at least 10 people are known to have been killed during protests in Indonesia. The figure was provided by the state-affiliated National Commission on Human Rights, one of several organizations to report fatalities due to last week's unrest. The disturbances that rocked Southeast Asia's biggest economy were triggered by discontent over economic inequality and the lavish perks that lawmakers are receiving. They later widened to include anger against police after footage circulated of the killing of a young driver by a paramilitary unit. The unrest in multiple cities across Indonesia was the worst since President Bonaro Sebastia took power last year and forced the ex-general into a U-turn on perks for legislatures. A fine day in store for Gauteng today. The temperatures are at lows of 12 and 13 degrees, peaking at highs between 30 and 31.
And in the traffic, we've got heavy delays on the M1 North between Harton Drive and Grayston Drive due to an accident. Please be on the lookout there. Traveling in the southerly direction, do expect some delays coming out of Grayston Drive towards Corlett Drive and then heading towards Diepkloof. An accident on the N12 West. This one is right near the Uncle Charlie's interchange. Delays coming out of Xavier Street.
The top story this hour, police have confirmed that 121 dockets of the KZN Police Political Killings Task Team have been returned to the province.
The Checkers Hyper price drop is here. Save up to 40% on deals like pork value packs for only $56.99 per kilo. Save 15%. Cross and Blackwell mayonnaise 750 grams. Orgo tomato sauce 700 ml. Or Mrs. Ball's chutney 470 grams. Any three for 99 rand. Save 32 rand. And House Brand 2-ply white toilet rolls 24 pack 2 for 249 rand. Save 111 rand. Deals valid until this Sunday. Only at Checkers Hyper.
Ready to lead the future of business? Well, at Vets Business School, leaders don't just adapt, they define what comes next. Choose from a wide range of postgraduate programs designed to develop your leadership and strategic thinking skills. Whether you're looking to deepen your expertise or broaden your horizons, there's a qualification for you. At Vets Business School, ambition becomes leadership. Visit wbs.ac.za to find the program that's right for you. That's wbs.ac.za.
Ah, choices. We love them. Like a Jator dealer asking you, so which one do you like? And you're like, do you like the bold, stylish, head-turning dashing from 4,999 per month? Or the adventurous 7-seater X70 Plus from 5,199 per month? Both. Because yes, choices. Book your test drive at jator.coza and make an excellent choice either way. T's and C's apply. Jator. Drive your future.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
You're also trialing 2 stores in Cape Town that don't have cashiers. You use a smart trolley. Are you looking at reducing the number of people working in your stores at some point in the future?
The first thing that comes to mind in Shoprite is jobs and job protection. We're proud that we have not retrenched anybody, but we've created new jobs every single year.
Peter Engelbrecht is the CEO at the Shoprite Group.
The Money Show
on 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show, Stephen Curtis, is brought to you by APSA CIB, proud sponsor of the SARA Rail Conference 2025. Your story matters. APSA is a registered FSP.
702.
WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
Good day, Clement. Good day, 702 lenders. Abraham in Florida. Clement, I just wanted to ask, in as much as South Africans are required to certify their copies, why can't the commission allow certified copies of the dockets so that they can run concurrently with the courts? So it's just a question when I Clement let them have the taste of their own medication.
Hi, 702 Jenny G. As far as I know, law works on the basis of the best evidence. And sure, the originals would be the best evidence. But I have a sneaky suspicion that would say, oh dear, the originals have got lost. Oh, well, we'll have to reinstate the police minister. I think that one would have to push a little harder to say the best evidence is the best evidence, even if the originals aren't available. Cheers, bye.
Yeah, hey, there's something fishy here. Just something fishy because if the political killings task team has been successful, right, at these investigations, as the police say, Atlenda Mati says, a number of arrests that we've seen are as a result of the work of the political killings task team. If that is the case, then why is there an expectation that the dockets that they were investigating must somehow sit somewhere at head office until the inquiry begins its work? Isn't that a delay on justice? And then the president expresses himself in that, the acting or what police minister, right? Because he is acting, but he is a fully fledged police minister. He also expressed his unhappiness with the decision to return the dockets to the political killings task team. There's so many questions here, but also the National Police Commissioner as well. Why is he only acting now if he was really interested genuinely in ensuring that there is justice and that these dockets are further investigated, because they've been sitting at head office since earlier this year? I just think that there are politics at play here, and we all need to be concerned. When they're not fighting each other there in the courts and busy suspending each other, now they're arguing over dockets that must be investigated, some of them for murder. It's 20 minutes before 9.
EWN Sport.
Good morning, Cindy Polita.
Good morning, Clement. So let's start with the Proteas being one up in the 3-match ODI series with England after yesterday's 7-wicket win. Maharaj took 4 for 22 as England were 131 all out. Markram then smashed 86 to take the Proteas to the win. The second ODI is tomorrow. Maharaj claims there's still room for improvement.
Every game is a new start. So, for us as well as England, obviously go back to the drawing board and see where the areas in which we can improve. And obviously there'll be a good game of cricket at Lord's come Thursday.
Springbok win Kagan Moody looks likely to be named in the matchday 23 to face the All Blacks on Saturday. He's well aware of the pressure that comes with that game.
I think obviously it is. I think, like I said, the magnitude of the matches. There's going to be pressure. I think, All Blacks have a lot to play for. I mean, obviously the record at Eden Park, Ari Sevilla's 100th game, there's a lot on line for them. So I think the pressure of the game is definitely going to be there. But like I said, we know what we need to do. And like Bohan said, we focus on doing the job on Saturday, and all of that is just external factors that we need to take in the court.
Kickoff on Saturday morning is 9 a.m. At the US Open, Novak Djokovic beat last year's runner-up Taylor Fritz in 4 sets, 6-3, 7-5, 3-6 and 6-4.
I didn't feel like I was dominating today from back of the court. In many of my service games, I was just trying to stay alive, fight for every ball. He was aggressive, staying close to the line, so not easy to play him. He's been playing some really good tennis this week. But in the end of the day, win matters. I'm really proud of the fight that I put in, and I wear my heart on my sleeve always for this sport, so I'm still enjoying it.
Djokovic meets Alcaraz in the semi-final. On the women's side, Sabalenka's opponent Vondrousova retired hurt before the match even started. Sabalenka will now play Pegula in the semi-finals. Yes, that's a repeat of last year's final. Today's quarterfinals to look forward to: Osaka against Mokova, followed by Swiatek against Anisimova. The men's quarterfinal today: Agala Sim against Demina. Sinner takes on Musetti. And good news for South African sprinter Bayanda Walaza. He injured his hamstring last week, but will still run in the 100 metres of the World Athletics Champs in Tokyo starting next week. Walaza will, however, have to miss the 200 metres and the 4x100 metre relay. Cindy Paluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
The Midday Report.
Weekdays
12 to 1.
On the Midday Report, every day from 12 to 1 p.m, we will bring you breaking news from the scene as it unfolds with newsmakers, reporters, commentators, experts and analysts. We'll explain the stories of the day, give you context for why they are important and what they mean for you. It is everything you need to know in 1 hour, from news to global events, business, sports, science, books, and always some good news too. Appointment listening every day at 12 with the Midday Report.
The Midday Report
with Mandy Wiener.
12 to 1 on 702.
702.
It's time to eat, dance and celebrate. The DSTV Delicious Festival, powered by Lotto Star, is serving up 2 days of world-class entertainment, from international acts to South Africa's finest artists, alongside culinary masterpieces from the best local chefs. Browse fashion and art, take part in live cooking demos, and soak up the festival's electric atmosphere. Saturday, the 20th of September, is for you and your crew, and Sunday, the 21st of September, is for the family picnic vibes. DSTV is turning 30, and you are invited to the party. 1 ticket endless experiences. Tickets at Ticketmaster. More on deliciousfestival.com.
Payment solutions should run with your business wherever and whenever it happens. With PayFast by Network, you can accept payments online, in-store, or on the move with one simple, secure system. And when business picks up, our Easy Advance funding gives you flexibility to move even faster. Always open, for every hour, for every order, for you. Sign up today at payfast.io. PayFast has partnered with TymeBank to offer funding to your business.
When your internet connection fails, does it really matter how fast it is? Business class internet is built for businesses. With remote monitoring, that means faster problem resolution and a backup LTE connection that keeps you online. Your company deserves business class internet because just reboot the router isn't a business strategy. Find reliability at vodacombusiness.co.za. Together, let's build the extraordinary further together. Vodacom Business.
EWN Traffic.
15 minutes before 9 o'clock, Amu with the last traffic update on 702 Breakfast. How are we looking like on the roads?
Well, we still have got that accident on the N12 West right near the Uncle Charlie's interchange, delays from Xavier Street. While travelling on the R59 North, the traffic remains heavily backed up between Kliprivier Drive and Swartkoppies Road due to an accident. Please do remember that in Boksburg, we still have got those roadworks taking place along the N17 West between Carnival City and the R21, about a 20-minute hold up there. And if you're travelling on the N1 North, some delays due to an accident. This is just as you head towards Midrand. The accident is right near Allendale Road. Delays from the Baklu interchange. More updates at the top of the hour. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
At the heart of global conversations shaping our future, Africa's voice is more important than ever. As proud lead sponsor of the B20, the Standard Bank Group is honored to showcase the continent's growth, partnerships, and potential on the world stage. Because driving Africa's growth isn't just our ambition, it's our purpose. Tune in every Monday from 3 p.m. for the Standard Bank B20 In Brief for key insights and updates around the B20. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
10 years ago, Illuma Capital set out with one goal: to help people like you build a legacy for tomorrow. Through personalized strategies and unwavering dedication, we've been instrumental in helping our clients achieve their financial dreams, whether it's securing retirement, growing wealth, or planning for the unexpected. For a decade, we've been trusted to guide your financial journey with expertise and care. Visit illuma.co.za today. Illuma Capital is a licensed FSP. T's and C's apply.
Live extra at Checkers, SA's #1 value for money supermarket, and save on Oma Auto liquid detergent, 1.5 litre or capsules, 14 or 16 pack, any two for 159 Rand. Parmalat cheddar or Gouda cheese, 850 grams, any two for 239 Rand. And ripe and ready avocados, buy any 2 packs and save 10 Rand. Valid until Sunday at Checkers, Checkers Hyper, or shop on 6060.
Coming up
on the Clement Manyatela Show
on 702.
14 minutes before 9 o'clock. Tibos is here to tell us what's coming up between 9 and 12. How are you doing?
Shapuze Clement. I'm standing in for some guy who's not doing his show for the rest of the week. Maybe he's having a good time elsewhere.
No, he actually misses his show. But he also loves being here sometimes.
Okay, well, let's tell him he must come back sometime soon. But I'm really enjoying it. Thanks, Clement. So, at 10, we are speaking about the recommendations to reform the country's law enforcement agency. You touched on it with Athlenda Mati. We want to have a deep dive into that with NACEC. We just want to understand, actually, firstly, the roles of the minister versus the roles of the commissioner. And we'll just go through the very basics so that when we debate these things, we actually understand whose lane is it to say what. 10:35, we're speaking to a crime expert on the tensions between the police minister and his commissioner following the decisions to take the political task team dockets to the Madlanga inquiry. At 11, it's listener's choice, as you would know. A listener has asked us to investigate how much South Africans really spend on food, because food is so expensive. And we often complain that there are so many grants given to the indigent and so much, but 350 doesn't go that long way. You'd know that you walk into a Woolies or a Checkers or wherever else, and you're just carrying 2 plastic bags, and it's just over $1,000. You don't know where that money went to. At 11:30, it's the sharing space, and we will touch on that. But on the open line, Action SA is pushing a bill promoting the use of public health system by MPs. They are saying MPs must use public hospitals, public transport, and everything else that is public so that they can feel the pinch. So we'll touch on that and more between 9 and 12.
It's never going to happen, ever. Never going to happen. It's 12 minutes now before 9.
Are you looking for the best savings on spectacles? At Specsavers, enjoy 1,500 Rand off when you get tested at South Africa's trusted and most established optical group. Get 1,500 Rand off all frames in store, or use your 1,500 Rand off on our leading lens enhancements, such as drive light lenses that reduce artificial glare whilst driving. Book online or call your nearest store today. Affordable eye care, Specsavers. T's and C's apply.
Business Outsurance are experts in business insurance for plumbers, electricians, and other tradesmen. Pumlani.
Switching to Outsurance was one of the best decisions that we've ever made. We needed business cover, over 15 million. Outsurance came forth for us. At Kani, we sleep better at night, knowing that you always get something out of Outsurance.
Switch to Business Outsurance and you could get a massive 20% discount on your business insurance premium. Visit outsurance.co.za. Switch and save today. Licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
One festival, endless flavor, and 2 unforgettable days of timeless music. The DSTV Delicious International Food and Music Festival, powered by Lotto Star, returns on 20 and 21 September at Kyalami Grand Prix Circuit. On Saturday, the stage erupts with Don Tolliver, Questa, and Nkabi Zezwe. Then on Sunday, experience the legendary Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean, Lyra, and more. The DSTV Delicious Festival, powered by Lotto Star. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
Join us.
Let's walk the talk.
This is 702.
It's 10 minutes before 9 o'clock. Welcome to another edition of Corporates That Care. 702 Breakfast does this every single Wednesday, and they highlight South African businesses and individuals making a real impact in their communities. And since the launch, really, the initiative has grown from strength to strength, supported by 702 and Prime Media Outdoor. So today, we're joined by Paul Miller, who is the CEO of CIPLA Africa, to talk about CIPLA's newly launched campaign, an initiative aimed at sparking these honest conversations to save lives and break the stigma around mental health. Paul, thank you so much for making time for us. Good morning.
Clement, good morning, and thank you so much for allowing us to be here. Very excited to be here at CIPLA. As you know, we're a pharmaceutical company, but most excited for us is that we are celebrating our 90th birthday this year. So 90 years of caring for life. Excited to be here, to be having a conversation about wellness and mental health.
Amazing. And of course, happy 19th anniversary.
Thank you so much.
We are in the month when World Suicide Prevention Day is commemorated, I think on the 10th of September. You know, with mental health being one of the country's biggest challenges, why did CIPLA feel it was important to launch a campaign focused on this specific issue?
Yeah. Look, you know, Clement, if you think about your family, you think about your friends, 1 out of 3 of your friends or family will be diagnosed sometime in their life with mental health challenges. That's a shocking statistic, almost 30%. If you think further than that around depression, almost 1 out of 4 of your family or work colleagues will live with depression. Now, if you just give a context to that, the rest of the world, that's less than 5% of the population will have depression, where we're sitting close on 25%. So there's this huge disease burden in this country. I think the next challenge we have is that if you are diagnosed with mental health challenges, the chance of you getting access to health care is really reduced. Only 1 out of every 10 people that need help get help. Why is that? It's because out of every 100,000 people living in South Africa, there are only about 1.5 psychiatrists or even 18 psychologists to take care of you. So there's this huge gap in treatment. And then finally, when we spend our money, only 5% of our healthcare spend goes on mental health. And 85% of that goes on hospitalization. In other words, we're putting our money on patients that are at the brittle end, and the vast majority of people who are needing help and support are not getting it. You mentioned suicide, and I think suicide is a major issue in our country. In fact, if you look at world statistics, we sit in the top 10 with suicide rates. Every day in South Africa, almost 23 people take their lives, and 10 times as many attempt to take their lives. So this is a serious subject. I know it sounds pretty depressing putting down these numbers, but I do think it needs our attention, and we do need to have a conversation about this.
Oh, absolutely. But it's also a conversation that we need to make more relatable and use relatable language. And I loved the kind of weather metaphors that you are using in this campaign, asking questions like, what's the weather like inside you? Do you find that using such simple, relatable language makes it much easier for people to open up about their emotions? Is that why you're going this way?
Definitely. Clement, at the end of the day, there's still so much self-stigma around mental wealth and mental health. And I think people are very scared to actually say they're depressed or they're anxious because they end up being labeled. And the problem in our society is that we are so quick to see those people as weak or actually not reliable or not capable. And maybe also we don't always have the language to express how we're feeling. I had the privilege of living overseas, and there was this habit in the UK where they would say to you, hiya, or they'd say, all right then. And I came to understand that what it really meant was, are you all right and how are you? And I took it literally, and I started to answer people on how I was. And I got these shocked look back at me as if to say, what are you doing oversharing all this information with me? But when I spoke to them about the weather, they just seemed to enjoy it, and they would stand there and have a long connection with you. So what we're saying is maybe we should join these two concepts together, this concept of how are you and how's the weather. And so we're asking a very simple question. How is the weather inside you? It's a strong metaphor because it really starts to say, look, don't overshare with me. You don't have to give me the details, but just how are you doing? And maybe we're giving you a language to express without being labeled, or giving you a language to express how you're feeling without having to go into the details. And I think it's a very strong metaphor around checking in with each other, because I don't think we do that enough.
What resources or tools does this campaign provide to support those that are struggling with mental health issues, and how are you collaborating with organizations like SADC?
Yeah. Look, SADC is an amazing organization. It's the South African Depression and Anxiety Group. They've been in existence for over 30 years. CIPLA sponsors a lot of their call centers. They have an ability to handle just a shocking number of millions of people on an annual basis. In fact, in this last year, they've dealt with over 90,000 calls. They've handled over 366,000 WhatsApp messages. And what's really powerful about this is it's a tool, and it's a way of reaching out to someone and having a conversation when you can't talk to your colleagues, you can't talk to your friends, and you feel at your wit's end, and you need to have a conversation. Get hold of SADC. And what I would ask is maybe afterwards on 702 we could actually post up the contact details so that others could reach out. Interesting stats on this from SADC. One is that more than 75% of all the callers that call in are women. And sadly, men just don't reach out. They don't make contact. And yet we know men are 4 times more likely to take their lives than women. And yet there are these opportunities out there for the reach out and to make contact. The other thing is we're seeing a lot of young people are calling in to this. And this is quite a big concern, that young people are feeling so exasperated and so at their wits' end. But great to know that they're reaching out to SADC and making this contact.
And looking ahead, what is CIPLA's Africa broader vision for combining healthcare access with community-driven change? And where do you see these initiatives heading in the coming years?
Yeah. Look, we have a responsibility here. We are the most prescribed company when it comes to mental health. And I think if you're so invested on the pill and providing therapeutic solutions, as I've shown you in the very beginning, it's not enough. We're going to have to dig deeper. We're going to have to work a lot closer with corporations, work a lot closer with the community to allow people to express the fact that they're not okay and to normalize that and not stigmatize that. So people can express and say, actually, I'm not okay and I need to have a conversation or I need to speak to someone. You know, corporate South Africa has a responsibility here as well, along with CIPLA. More and more what we're seeing is there's a higher absentee rate in this country than anywhere else in the world. In fact, we have 4 times as much absenteeism. On any given day, 15% of South Africans don't pitch up at work. And the reason why they're doing that is because they are struggling mentally, they're under stress, they're under depression, they have family issues. And I think in the work environment, we have to normalize the fact that if you're not okay, you need to be able to speak up and not be stigmatized for it.
Absolutely. Paul Miller, thank you so much for being one of those corporates that care. Paul Miller is the CEO of CIPLA Africa, talking to us about their newly launched campaign aimed at sparking these honest conversations to save lives and break the stigma around mental health. It's going up to 9 o'clock. Let me thank you for listening to the Wednesday edition of 702 Breakfast. We return tomorrow between 6 and 9 a.m. Thank you for listening, my friends. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Time now for Eyewitness News, and this Eyewitness News is brought to you by Lotto Land. Lotto Land changes lives.
This is EWN.
Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. The South African Human Rights Commission has concluded that podcasters who made disparaging remarks against the coloured community should undergo diversity and sensitivity training. The Open Chats podcast got into trouble for insults, which sparked a big debate on social media last month. The commission received a number of complaints against the podcasters.